Are you already googly eyeing Juanson? Hi, sweetie pie. Nice to see you. All right, hold on. Let me go and see. I know we got Valerie, but I believe we have Jillian who is first, unless I am wrong. So let me go and check this on out. I believe Jillian is going to be on up first. Then I believe we do have Valerie, but just one moment. Oh, welcome everybody to Live Tonight. Hold on, my dear Juanson. I'm going to go and validate a couple little things along the way. So just 1 second. And here we go. And voila. All right. So the list is as follows. We are going to start with Jillian, and then we're going to go and see our beautiful Valerie. So Jillian, we are going to leave a timestamp. We're going to start on off over here. No, you're not going to get in trouble for asking a sick day, my sweet love. All right. Just a second. I'm going to go and leave you a timestamp. All right. Oh, just one moment. All right. So Jillian, sweetie, you're going to be at... Hey Valerie, how are you doing, sweetie? I'm going to be with you in about 2 minutes or so. You're going to be right on up next, my beautiful love. So just give me a few moments. I'm going to answer Jillian, and then I'll be right with you. I hope you're doing good, sweetie pie. So Jillian, what do we have for you, sweetie? So what is going to happen at work tomorrow? Are you going to get in trouble because you took a sick day today? Not that I actually believe that they appreciate that you took a sick day, but do I actually believe that you're going to be in trouble? No, I don't believe so, sweetheart. You're hardworking, sweetie. Honestly, you're a little bit harsh upon yourself. So if I move on forward over here, I don't see any problems, honestly. The energy feels much calmer than what your mind is actually expecting. I actually feel like maybe you've been carrying more worries upon yourself, upon the situation, upon the decision, everything of the such. But at this moment, honestly, I really just kind of feel like you needed that time to rest. As for tomorrow, it just kind of feels like a day where you're easing on back into your routine. I don't see any type of conflict whatsoever. So you're not walking into a danger zone tomorrow, my love. I don't see any dramatic confrontation. I feel like people are simply focused on getting through the work day. There might be a tiny, small, brief little conversation, like somebody kind of checking on in with you, but I don't feel like there's any type of major issues or anything of the such. So I'm going to say return on in, great confidence, nothing is happening, just like you normally would, my love. So, are you going to get in trouble? From what I can see, no. From what I can see, you're not getting in trouble. Let's go and validate and take out some more cards. So, hold on. I hope you're feeling better, by the way. I hope you're feeling better. When we ask for a sick day off, usually it's not going all that well. So, hopefully you're feeling better by now. So are you going to get yourself in trouble? No. I kind of feel like this is a little bit part of the normal type of expectations, and you see even our tower is in reverse position. I don't feel like it's something you're going to be punished for. I feel like if you followed your workplace call-in procedure, I don't see any energy around you being disciplined for anything. So I'm going to say, altogether, if somebody does mention it, it's going to be more like onto an administrative kind of way, not onto a personal kind of a way, but just kind of making sure that everything is okay. So I don't feel like anybody's going to try to give you a hard time, or you're going to pay the price for it, or nothing of the such, my love. So the strongest feeling that I'm getting is that you're being a little bit harsh upon yourself. Work is going to be okay. I do see positive energy. I do see you moving on forward into your normal routine, normal confidence, setting on back into your normal responsibilities at the same time. So I'm going to say take a breather, my sweet love. Relax your beautiful soul. Have a beautiful night's rest. And tomorrow is a new day, and your new day will go quite well, my love. Yeah. Hi, J. Marie. Nice to see you. Valerie, you're next. Here we go. So you are on up next, my beautiful. Let's go and see what I've got for you. So just one moment. I'm going to go and get your questions, okay? AJ, I hope you're doing good. Elaine also, I hope you're doing good, my beautiful love. So just one little second. Here we go for our beautiful Valerie. Oh, that's why your payment is. I was like, your payment is bigger than usual. What's going on? I thought there was some type of issue, but okay. Oh, you're a sweetie pie. Don't worry about it. I didn't even think about it, Valerie. I did not even think about it twice, my love. All right, so well, let me go and see. Maybe your questions are going to be into my email. Let me go and see over there. And they are. All right, I've got you, sweetie. And thank you for the other payment also. You're a sweetheart. So you start the new job tomorrow and you're excited. Yeah, I know. And I know that you're probably not going to sleep all that well tonight because you're going to be a little bit stressed and anxious and all different kind of things. But please do try to do as best as you possibly can. I'm going to go and see how the new week is moving on forward with you. All right, so here we go. And let's go see what we've got. So we're going to do this like this. We're going to go over here and let's go see my beautiful Valerie. So a general for the week ahead, a little check-in with E, the feelings. You've been really good. Mama and you have spent some time together. That is perfect. She offered me dinner to pick up and we all went onto an all-girls event together. That is so sweet. Honestly, that is so cute. Like I feel like that is adorable. I feel like it's full of integration. I feel like that's a little bit of your cue of you've got this. It's almost like, you know, when you've got those boxes you have to check. It's like with that event in itself, an accumulation with the other ones, of course, you have checked that box and it's like you are now integrated. Things are good. I like it. So I'm going to go step by step. I'm going to go and answer your questions, but just by your questions, I love the energy. It's moving on forward. So congratulations onto the new job. This is going to be good energy. You're going to be bringing into it. It's a fresh start. It's new environment, new people. It's a new chapter, my love. So you're definitely going to be having some butterflies, but do not mix on through those butterflies with anything bad that is happening. Our tower is into the reverse position. So it is about changes. It is about a step forward and a step forward within the changes towards beautiful abundance. 10 of Pentacles. So your general energy for the week that is coming ahead. Look, no struggle, sweetie pie. New beginnings, confidence, and finding your own place. I feel like the next few days, well, I feel like the first few days you're going to be kind of observing more than you're going to be working hard, yes, but you're going to be observing. You're going to be a little bit analyzing. You're going to be learning the rhythm and understanding the different type of personalities because you have to know those also. You're going to be figuring out how everything simply works. And you may feel like you need to prove yourself at first, but the message coming on through is don't rush anything, sweetie. You've got a beautiful personality. You listen well. You're able to communicate well. You've got the skills that are necessary. You do not have to sell yourself. So you do not have to rush to show your value. Let the time do it. Let your personality do it as it moves on forward along with your skills. Your personality, your experience, the way that you connect with people is naturally going to start kind of shining on through, and you're going to see that within the first week, 7 to 10 days. So I feel like this is planting the seeds kind of an energy. Nothing instantly, like you can't instantly know everything, but you're going to start building new relationships. You're going to start creating, I'm going to say, strong foundations. So for me this week, it's about learning, it's about adapting, it's about meeting supportive people, it's gaining your confidence, it's realizing, and that's probably the biggest thing that I could say to you, it is you realizing that you can actually do this. So it's a reminder not to compare yourself to others who maybe have been there before or people who will come later on. But this is your point. This is you starting here onto a new chapter. Embrace it. Enjoy it. I don't see anything bad around it. So I'm going to say the energy around the coworkers and the communication, from what I can see, very helpful, very welcoming. I don't feel like there's any bad people or nasty people or people who want anything that, no negative energy that I can pick up. I feel like they are going to make you feel very comfortable during the transition. So I'm actually going to have to say into all of this, I feel like this position has the actual potential to help you grow, not only professionally, but also onto a personal level. So work-wise, home run. Yeah, I think we can say that. Trying to find the right expression. Energy check with E. I love the mama energy. I love that. Yes. All right. Especially because it is something that it's a connection that you've been worried about, that you've been wondering about, that brought a lot of stress and different levels of stress altogether. But you can finally see like those pieces and those confirmations of everything kind of coming together, that maybe those worries or those thoughts or those overthinking, maybe they were appropriate at that time being, but they're no longer viable at this moment. You've moved into a different phase. You've moved into a different place. So you've actually become really quite significant into their family union. So I'm going to say spending time with his mom altogether, her inviting you to pick up for dinner and going on to all girls night events is symbolizing this new beginning. It's comfort, it's acceptance, it's a feeling that you're becoming more integrated into his world altogether. When I speak about E and when I see E, I see warm, I see steady energy. I feel like he's proud. I feel like he's proud of where you guys are at. I feel like he's really proud for his mom. I feel like he's really proud for you. I feel like everybody's put the right effort into the right places and things are finally settling themselves. So this connection feels like it's moving into a much more comfortable stage, much less about proving feelings and about building, although no, it's going to go more into a place where it is much more, I don't want to say convenient, I'm going to say more comfortable. So I feel like he notices how well you fit into his life, how easily you connect with the people that are important for him, the positive energy that you also do bring. So there's this beautiful feeling of appreciation that is there. Like he sees that you're not just someone he enjoys being with, but someone who can blend into his life. So his feelings, he's secure, he's happy, he feels like everything is going into the right way. This feels easy. He loves having you around. You get along with the people that he loves. This is becoming something real. So the connection with his mom especially feels like this reassures him because the family dynamics are really, really important for him. So seeing you and his mom kind of naturally enjoy each other kind of creates that sense of harmony, but also a certain sense of security. So I just kind of feel like at this moment, a door is opening. I feel like you're walking through it with like much more confidence, more than what you realize. And I feel like you're also allowing yourself to receive the good things that are coming towards you. So you don't have to chase towards it. Things are just developing as they should. So good for you, my love. I see nothing but goodness for everybody. I can't say one bad thing. He was surprised when he showed up to hang out with his mom, right, for the event. I love that. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. Hi, Dan, by the way, sweetie. It's beautiful. I love it. Valerie, you're getting exactly what it is that you want. Hi, my beautiful Stephanie. It just took a little bit longer to get to that place, but you're finally getting exactly what it is that you wanted. The only thing that we might be missing, I'm going to say, is E. maybe showing more of his love and his intentions and expressing things more. And I do feel like he'll be able to work onto that into the future, but maybe never the way that you would like him to, but he's definitely going to be able to improve. I feel like he's a little bit into, an introvert into that, and he's probably always going to remain a little bit like that, but he'll do effort. He'll do better. But good night, my beautiful Elaine, sweetheart. You want to be an open sponge. I love the way you said that. So my beautiful Valerie, sweetie pie, no, you didn't want to overstep, and you hope that that's exactly what it is. You did not overstep your grounds. You kind of went step by step. Sometimes you were thinking about a lot of things and you created and generated some stress for yourself, which is completely normal. Everybody would have done it into the same situation. But the important thing is you listened to yourself, you followed through the vibe, you let things kind of smooth on through and do what they must, and look at the beautiful things. So my advice for you is this. Just let her continue into the same kind of a path. Maybe you can send her, a nice little note saying that was so much fun. Thank you so very much. I so appreciated it, right? Something as such. But that's it. Other than that, just kind of let her invite you into different kind of things, and you'll see it's going to start to come more naturally. And Valerie, good for you, sweetie, and good luck with the new job, sweetheart. Everything's going to go fine. I know you don't need luck. I'm actually going to say not good luck, but have yourself a beautiful day at work tomorrow. You'll love it, sweetie. Stephanie, I'm going to come and see you. Just give me one little second. How are you doing, my beautiful Stephanie? So just one moment. I'm going to put you a little bit of a timestamp, and I'm going to go and validate something just one little second over here. Perfect. So I'm currently with Stephanie, and then I'm going to come and see our beautiful AJ. Thank you so very much for your donation and your patience, my sweet love. AJ, you're going to be on up in about 2 minutes. All right. So for the moment, we're going to see our beautiful Stephanie. AJ, don't go too far. I'll leave you a timestamp in the other way, sweetie. So, Jonathan's feelings, intentions, potential outcome. Did he ever have a problem spending money on you, or was he just a frugal person? He doesn't like to spend money. No, he doesn't. No. I don't feel as though he does. So, here we go. That being said, it's interesting because I feel like he doesn't necessarily like to spend a lot of money, but I feel like he doesn't like to spend money on people that are not him. So it's not necessarily in correlation with you, but anybody else that would kind of be around him, I feel like he's a little bit more attentive, and he does kind of, watch out for that. So let's go see. Let's go and take this look. Did I put a timestamp? Not yet. Hold on. Let me go and put a timestamp at 18 minutes. All right, here we go. Cool beans. All right, I got you. You're going to be on up next, love. So, Stephanie, let's take a look at the energy around Jonathan, what we've got. Feelings, intentions, the potential outcome, and the question about money. All right. 7 of Cups. The Chariot. So Jonathan's feelings towards you. We also do have our Page of Wands. The energy that I get around Jonathan altogether is somebody who did, and I do still feel has genuine feelings, but who has a lot of difficulty expressing them into the ways that you hope to receive them, which is different. Because I could say I like you, or I enjoy spending time with you, but maybe you would like to hear something more, something deeper, something more romantic or more flirtatious or more. So we all say things in different kind of ways, and sometimes what I'm saying is exactly what it is that you want to hear, but I'm not necessarily saying it into the way that you would like it to. And that's important because I feel like Jonathan kind of fits into that type of category. where he has a lot of difficulty expressing the way that he truly feels into the way that you would like to hear him actually speak about things. So I feel like much more reserved energy. I feel like he cares, and I feel like he tried to show that he cared through actions or sometimes through presence, because I feel like sometimes his presence was a little bit like a roller coaster. But I feel like little practical things were important for him. Sometimes I feel like he did little small, not big, small emotional gestures or small displays of affection that I feel that were important for him. So I feel like this connection feels like there's an appreciation for you and there's a comfort for you. And I don't get the feeling that you were somebody that he did not value. Instead, I just kind of feel like there were moments where you questioned his level of care because he didn't necessarily express himself, maybe not at all, or maybe not into the way that you would have liked him to. So basically, I'm going to say there's a feeling over here of someone who keeps a lot inside, but who thinks through things carefully before acting or speaking. As for the intentions, I'm going to say very cautious. I still see very, very much measured. I feel like he likes having stability and doesn't necessarily move very quickly when it comes to, let's say, emotional decisions. It's kind of complicated for him. But there's definitely a desire over here to maintain a connection. But there's also a tendency for him to protect himself or to stay within actually what feels comfortable for him. So the message I'm getting into his intentions are, I care, but I'm moving at my own pace. But my pace might not be good enough for you. A little bit like his communication might not be onto the same level that you need it to be. Which again doesn't mean he doesn't feel. It just means that he approaches things into a slower way, sometimes more practical and sometimes a little bit harder to actually read. As for the potential outcome, we're going to go and look. I do want you to be careful for the potential outcome because it can definitely change, but I'm going to go and see what I've got. So potential outcome. AJ, my love, you're going to be on up next in about 1 minute. Potential outcome. I do have over here our 6 of Cups. So it's not necessarily that there's a lot of communication, but there's still some heartache. There's still some sadness or some things that are passing on through that are lingering into our mind. So what I will say was this. Well, not what I will say, but what I will say is going to be this. We do have a 8 of Swords. The pain, the sorrow, some of it kind of sticks around, kind of lingers. Most of it kind of went away. There will be at some point in time, if this energy continues, some type of a connection. The connection is coming from the time that you guys spent together, from the memories and everything the such. That's nice and strong, and that's completely embedded into his heart, into his mind, into his thoughts. The problem is he's not quite ready to do that. So I'm going to say he needs to learn to express himself clearly. He needs to accept that he can express himself clearly. He needs to also at the very same time understand like your love language versus his love language, and not assume that not assuming someone doesn't care just because they show it differently. You show it differently than what he is actually showing to you. So the connection feels like it's got meaning, like it did have some growth. It feels like it can move on forward. But like I'm going to say, you guys are going to have to figure out what your love language is, what you need in love, the energy and everything as such. Now, it is something that is possible. It is something that can move on forward. There is absolutely no doubt about it. I'm still going to have to say, if anything does happen into this in any kind of shape or form or way, I'm going to say from here to Christmas. If it doesn't happen from here till Christmas, so let's say the following 5 months, then I'm going to say he's most likely probably not going to turn the page upon the love or the feelings or the intention, but I feel like he might find that it's a little bit difficult to go on back after such a period of time, and he might end up not necessarily doing so. But that energy can definitely change. So, did he have a problem spending money on you, or was he just kind of frugal? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Like I said, I feel like he doesn't really have all that much problem spending onto himself, but spending with other people, I feel like it's a little bit more of a of a complication. I feel like I won't say naturally frugal, I'm going to say he's careful with money. I don't feel like it necessarily has to do with spending money on you. However, I feel like it's more into the way that his thoughts go. Like, is this necessary, or is this spending practical, or should I not shave, but should I save this instead? So it's not that I don't want to do things for you. It's that I'm careful about money in general. So I'm going to say that's a little bit more where that is actually coming from. So, sweetheart, there's a lot of things that could be happening and that could be moving on forward. I'm going to go and get you a message coming from the tarot cards. Hold on. Oh, wait, what were you hesitant to ask, my beautiful? Oh, you removed something, right? He wasn't super present. Okay, no, wait, Stephanie, wait, hold on. And you think that he did try to be different with you because he voiced that, but then wasn't super consistent. That's it. He's like a roller coaster, sweetheart. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, he moves. He's definitely cautious with money. 9 of Wands speaks clearly. I want you to think about this lady, and it's like if this lady is representing him. We want to move on forward. We want to do a lot of things, and we've got a lot of our issues that are either right beside us or behind us. We've worked onto a lot of them, but we still have a couple to work on through. But we have great intentions on doing so. So it's almost like if the message over here is saying, I still have barriers. I'm still not quite ready to move on forward towards you, but I do hold you into my heart. You're still a beautiful possibility for me. And honestly, I do truly miss you. So I'm not going to rule out that Jonathan is not going to come on back. I'm not going to rule that on out. I'm still going to say that there is a possibility, but he definitely has to work onto himself. Like, really, he does. He has to realize that, yes, he can move on forward. Yes, he can pass on through his ego. Yes, he can come and see you. Yes, he can send a message. There's nothing all that much that he's going to lose from it, but there's something that he must do in order to regain the connection, the trust, and the bond, and everything of the such. But I feel like he knows that. I feel like he's just not ready to do it. I know, shaves. I really said shaves. Like, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about shaving. I'm not even going to get into that. That's it. So the potential outcomes, sweetie. There is still a possibility. I'm not going to rule it on out. But it could go either way. But you're still into thoughts, you're still into the ideas, you're still a want, you're still a desire, we still have feelings. He just has to kind of kick his little bonbons, sweetie. I know, Watson, right? I don't know. Maybe I was talking about shaving your toes. I don't know. Have you ever tried to shave your toes? It seems like such a weird conversation. And I'm really not going to get too personal into that, but I do know somebody close to me who has shaved their toes once. And I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, I'm going to go see AJ before I get myself in trouble with shaving toes. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm just going to go in PayPal. I'm going to go and get the questions for you, my beautiful AJ. The thoughts I have every once in a while. I'm going to blame this one on Dan because you talked about my shaving. You really did hear the shave word, didn't you, instead of save? So I prefer to throw this back onto you, but I know originally it's my fault. I get it. All right, let me go see. So... Okay. And here we go. So, AJ, I'm going to put you a timestamp just in case you do want to come on back and you do want to listen to this. Then you shall have it. Does he expect you to reach out or want you to? Well, honestly, my love, sometimes he thinks about it. I'll take out some cards upon it. Sometimes he thinks about it. But I don't necessarily feel like he expects you to, which is different. Yeah, I don't feel like he expects you to, but every once in a while he thinks, hey, what if she ever would? Like, he doesn't rule out the possibility that you would reach on out, but he doesn't necessarily expect you to. AJ, I'm going to put you at 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Here we go. No! Stephanie, he cannot blame anybody else. No, he cannot, sweetheart. It's entirely, I'm going to say, at 95% his fault. Absolutely, my love. So my beautiful AJ, a general for the family and friendships moving on forward. Let's go see what we've got. Let's go see, sweetie. And then we're going to go and see with your connection with your cousin. All right. I know that this is very emotional for you because it does have to do with family. And I feel like there's been issues and there's been probably some amount of silence in some kind of ways that have been related to this, to the connection altogether. I'm not talking about the cousin, but I'm talking about family. Maybe even a couple of friendships, but mostly family. I feel like there's been many moments where you have questioned who is actually truly there for you. Who has, and who is, which are two different questions, but they're related, been there for you, helped you, listened to you, everything of this such, onto an emotional, onto a psychological level. Yeah. So, I'm going to say there's been a lot of moments where you've questioned people's presence into your life. Like, who understands you? Maybe even what kind of relationships or which relationships are actually built on a genuine level of either love, friendship, something that is truly genuine, that comes from the heart, comes from the soul, versus something that could be either an obligation or someone kind of trying to utilize the friendship or the connection for something. So when I look into it, from what I can see, the first thing is, I feel like at this moment, into your energy around family and friendships moving on forward, the very first thing is, I get a very strong feeling of you needing to redefine your cycle. Your circle, not cycle. Sweet Lord. Well, cycle, in a way, but circle is what I want to say. You don't want to get back into the same type of pattern, all right? There have been certain people who have been there, perhaps sometimes. Maybe you've even had a reoccurring, if you will, type of relationships or connections. There's the same type of issues into that cycle that could be coming on back. But that's where I'm coming in with, you need to redefine that circle, if you will. It feels like you're moving into a chapter where you're becoming much more aware of who's there for you, who supports you, who celebrates you. Is there anybody around you who celebrates you, who says, hey, congratulations, look at what you've done. Look at this, look at that. I'm so proud of you. Can't believe you've done that. I'm so amazed. That is so fantastic, right? Who brings peace into your life at the very same time? Not worries, not troubles, not questions. Who brings peace? Who leaves you feeling emotionally drained at the very same time? So I feel like there's almost like somewhat of a cleanup that needs to be done within those different people, personalities, and surroundings that are around you, which is why I feel like there is really I feel like you need to figure out your new cycle, sweetie. Not cycle, frig. Circle and cycle. I don't know why I keep saying cycle. So there's a clearing energy that is there. It's not into a negative kind of way. I feel like it is actually into a good way. I feel like sometimes life kind of naturally, if you will, kind of creates a little bit of a distance between certain people because you're growing in different type of directions. But there are certain people into your family that I feel will remain problematic and chaotic. I'm not quite sure that there's all that much to be done. Like there could be over time, over years, different changes and different modifications, but they're going to be shown in like little steps, little tiny steps. They're going to have to be done and recognized and worked on through. So they will need patience and they will need strength in order to continue on with that. The friendship one seems to be much easier than the actual family one. So the message that I'm getting over here is not everybody who necessarily has a history with you is actually meant to have the same type of access to your future. And it's not always necessarily related to somebody who is blood related or somebody that you've known for 20 years. It doesn't really change anything. So with family, I feel like there could be a lot of complicated emotions. I do, however, feel like underneath the complicated emotions that there's some love that is there, that is present, but I also feel like there's old patterns. I feel like there's misunderstandings. I feel like there's a lot of things that often have not been spoken about, have not been openly discussed, and I'm not even all that sure that we are necessarily open to discuss them into the future. So there might be some doors who are just like permanently kind of closed or blocked, if you will. Like the key has been thrown out into the sea, never to be found again. So I feel like you may become more protective of your own space. So instead of trying to fix every relationship or make everyone understand your point of view, I feel like you're going to be choosing a little bit more where your energy actually goes. So this feels like it's something really good for you because it's like a stronger version of yourself that is emerging. Someone who can love people while still having those boundaries and respecting and understanding, but really choosing the type of energy that you want to let enter into your life and when you want them to actually enter into your life. So if I continue into the family energy altogether. Hi, Nikki. How are you doing, sweetie? I'm good, my love. You've distanced yourself from many of them, right? And you're only in contact with a few people. I know, sweetheart. I know. That's what I said. I feel like there are some doors that are going to permanently kind of remain closed, if you will. They might open a little, a little smidget here or there, but some doors are going to be much more complicated to open and to kind of close on off. Absolutely, my beautiful Joy. Thank you so very much. I'm sorry, I did not see your donation. Have not been looking into the chat. You're going to be on up next, okay, my beautiful Joy? And you will have a timestamp. Thank you, love. So, as for the family energy, from what I can feel, the relationship continues to evolve. There may be, like I said, certain family members where you feel like, why am I always the one who's trying? Why? Do they really see me? Do they appreciate what I do? And do they truly understand even what I'm saying or what I'm feeling? The energy suggests that some conversations are going to need a lot of honesty, a lot of patience, and not everyone processes those emotions into the same way. And so some people show that love simply differently. So the biggest lesson around your family that I can see is don't measure love only by what people express by their words. Pay attention at the very same time to actions and allow people to show you who they truly are. I'm going to say those are the three main criteria that I really want you to hold on to, because there's a feeling of healing old wounds. Not changing people, not changing everybody else, but changing how those situations actually control your emotional peace and what you want to the future with them. And I'm not saying that you want to have the most perfect relationship with them. You want everything to be perfect, like nothing ever happened. But there's a difference between disowning someone and never speaking with them again, and coming to somewhat of an understanding, a communication kind of a way where you guys understand each other a little bit more. And maybe within time, things become more viable, more acceptable, where there's a certain connection or a certain bond that has resurfaced, and maybe that could actually help at the same time to heal for things that have happened into the past. But that's going to be really onto the long term, and it's not going to be accessible for everybody into your life, sweetheart. As for the friendship energy, I feel like that's more of a positive kind of a shift. I do feel like there's either new or renewed connections that are coming on in towards you. Friendships where you can be yourself, where you can be yourself without feeling like you have to prove your value. So the energy over here feels like deeper conversations, more mutual, if you will, effort, just more balance altogether, more talking, more communication. You don't have to figure out, you don't have to try to understand what they're saying because they're not saying it. You don't have to guess it. So you may notice that your standards for friendship are slowly changing, and maybe you're looking for more quality over quantity. I'm not going to say that there's many. I feel like there's maybe 3 or 4 of them that could be important for you. But always remember that the right people are going to make you feel like you're not asking for too much. You're just asking for consistency. That's it. That's all. As for you and your cousin, my sweet love, I'm not going to say your cousin's name, but you know it starts with a J, sweetheart. I'm going to go and see about that. Are you always going to stay close? I believe that bond is always going to stay there, my love. There's a genuine bond that is there. It's like a foundation that has been anchored, if you will, where there's collaboration, where there's togetherness, where there's a certain amount of understanding. So I do see a genuine bond that is here. I do feel like it comes from a shared history. I feel like you guys understand each other on a multitude of levels. So I'm going to say the connection over here feels like one where even if life gets busy, that thread always remains. It's always there. You don't have to worry she's no longer going to be there. She's going to be upset because you didn't talk for a month or 2. She's always going to be there. I do feel, however, that staying close into the way that you say it may change forms over time. So sometimes close relationships go through different phases, like periods of talking more often or periods when life gets really busy, moments where you're both kind of focused onto your own journey. But I feel like the underlying energy is there. There is care. There is affection between the both of you. I do feel as this person is going to be and is someone who truly understands parts of you that others don't necessarily see, which is very important because that gives like a brand new window. It's like a brand new view that others don't have. They don't have that perspective of you. So I'm going to say the true bond is going to be there. I do feel like it is going to be constant. The contact might not always be into the exact same pattern that is into, but it will always remain meaningful. So as for that, I'm going to say it's good, sweetie. Honestly, the biggest message that I see over here is about you not carrying the entire responsibility of maintaining every single relationship into your life. It's got to be into a two-way kind of a street because you got a really big heart. You work really, really hard to try to keep the connections alive or try to make things kind of go into the right way. You're not necessarily somebody who is going to go and look for fights or troubles or anything. That's not your thing. So moving forward, choose peace over proving your point. Choose mutual effort over one-sided effort, and allow the relationships to have somewhat of a natural flow towards you with their strength. So, sweetie, I feel like you're truly entering into a season where, like I said in the beginning, you're becoming more aligned with who you're becoming. And so some connections are going to deepen, some are going to transform, and some are going to create space for new people to come in. Hi, Nikki. Just 1 second, my beautiful Nikki, okay? Don't post your question right away. I'm going to be with Joanne. I'm going to answer you right after, okay, my love? Just give me a few moments. Hold on, my love. Just 1 second. Sending you much love, Stephanie, sweetie. You've distanced yourself from many of them, I know. And you're only in contact with a few people. It's sad because I know. But like I said, I'm not going to say that the people that you're no longer in contact with, that you will no longer forever be in contact with. A lot of things can change and modify. I do believe that there is a potential for that, but it may not necessarily be the type of connection that you desire or truly do want. And it could take a lot of time before it gets to a place like that. I know. But you know what, AJ, sweetie? Often the people who really annoy us, honestly, there's some people who truly, truly annoy us, but we love them so much that it is what it is. It's like we love their annoyance, although we don't like their annoyances. And often what kind of annoys us in different people are things that are a little bit of a shadow side within ourselves, often. So, sweetheart, I'm going to say I don't see any problems with that. You let me know if there's anything else. But my beautiful AJ Marie, I don't want you to force yourself. The meaning of the reading is you will have new relationships. You will have new friends come on in. You'll have new people, and you'll have transformations of relationships that you have at this moment. Some with friendships, like I said, some friendships will leave, some will become a little bit stronger. You'll have a couple more new ones. Family-wise, some are not going to follow through, sweeties. Some will be forever lost. But for others, you will be able to get somewhat of a constant type of a connection that will bring some type of healing over time. But it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and it's going to take dual help. You can't do everything. You see, that's what I said. You're the only one who puts up with that. AJ, I'm sending you so much love, sweetheart. If you want to chit chat about it, anything else, send me an email, my love. We can chit chat about it, sweetheart. In the meanwhile, know that you're a beautiful, lovely, sweet soul, and we love you, sweetie. Let's send out some beautiful hearts to our beautiful AJ. Nikki, if you do want to post your question, you can, my sweet love. I'm going to go and answer Joy, and then I'm going to be with you. So we are going to put Joy at 4630. And let's go sit. Rico Antonio. I kind of feel like I want to sing that one. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Okay. So, what do I have for Joy? Joy, your birthday. Happy birthday, sweet love. Happy birthday, sweetie pie. I hope you're doing something nice and fun for your birthday. Let's go and see what I've got for you. I'm going to read your questions attentively. I already put your timestamp on out. So let's go see. Birthday girl, what do we have for you? So what was when you had seen me yesterday passing onto the road to town with his girlfriend and in his Trans Am? For a moment, if I only read half of what you said, I would have said, what? A trans what? But it's the car. Yeah. My parents had one of those. Yeah, they did when I was a child. They had a Trans Am and it was orange colored. Yeah, like I was a little girl. I don't know. I must have been 4 or 5. And it had like a huge, why? I have no idea. But it had like a huge, onto the hood of the car, a huge eagle. Why? I don't know. Nowadays, I would say it's the ugliest thing on earth. It was probably ugly at that point in time too. I don't know why they had that. Anywho, that's what reminds me of that car. I don't even know how they thought they could fit a whole family into that thing. I mean, we're 3 kids plus my parents. That's 5 in a Trans Am. I know, baby seats didn't exist. Not that I'm that old, but I mean, yeah, you could sit anywhere into a car with no seatbelt and no problem. That being said, I'll be going to your reading. That's what that reminds me of. And the Bandit card. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I don't know, my parents had that. I swear it was orange with an eagle. Anywho, you don't see too many of those anymore. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you, love. All right, so what do we have for you? What was he thinking? Let's go and see. I'm going to have to say it's probably quite noticeable when you see him around, right? Must not be too many of those 1978 Trans Ams going around. So I definitely get how that moment would stand out for you, especially because you did see him into an unexpected kind of a way. Now, the energy around the moment where he saw you, I get surprised, but I also get a certain amount of awareness. I do. It's like, you know, with our Four of Pentacles, he still holds on to you. He still thinks about coming towards you every once in a while. Yet it kind of shows, because you saw him with somebody else, that he's kind of moved on. So there's a lot of like contradictory kind of energy that is actually showing on through that he would have been actually feeling. So I'm going to say surprise. I'm going to say awareness. I feel like this was one of these moments where someone's attention is suddenly kind of pulled into another direction. Even if, you know, he was with, you know, his girlfriend and focus on what was happening around him, there's still that energy of him there that is noticing you and having that moment of recognition. So I kind of feel like the feeling, what I'm getting into my words, into my mind, is like a wow, like, ooh, like, wow, there she is, right? So there's like that reflective energy that is there, like seeing you brought up a memory or a thought rather than just, oh, she's passing on by. It was not that easy, like, ooh, look at her pass. No, it was not like that. So what have actually crossed his mind? Curiosity. And I'm going to say somewhat of some comparison. Yeah, some comparison was also there. So I kind of feel like the energy is like, oh, I wonder what you're up to. We definitely did notice your presence. Definitely were wondering if you might have been involved with somebody in any kind of a way. Also wondering how you felt towards him. Thinking about past moments that you guys did share. Wondering if maybe at some point in time he's going to reach, you know, if you guys are actually going to be able to, you know, see each other and do something in some kind of a way. So I feel like he was reflecting upon that. I don't get any negativity. I feel like it's somewhat of a quiet internal moment, like something that he's not going to express outwardly. So yeah, seeing you into that moment for him kind of created of that, oh my God, look, this is where I am, and look, she's there. So kind of noticing, kind of wondering, and asking himself a lot of questions at the same time. I feel like this was a reminder of the chapter that he had with you, and I feel like there's some memories that were kind of coming on back. So I'm going to say his energy towards you at this moment in time is one where there's a lot of curiosity, there's a lot of remembering, there's a lot of wondering, and there's a lot of those quiet thoughts. A lot of those quiet thoughts. I feel like he does still recognize. I feel like he does still want to have somewhat of a meeting, kind of meet on up with you. So I feel like he recognizes the significance of your connection, and I do not feel as though he is on to a place where he never wants to see you again. I still feel like there's somewhat of a meeting that he wants to have with you. So the biggest message I'm getting from this is, yes, it was somewhat of an unexpected encounter that kind of pulled you probably back a little bit emotionally, but definitely did pull him back emotionally. And sometimes life kind of brings people back into your life. Yeah, sometimes into awareness. Sometimes because of a thought. You're already into his thought process over here. So I'm going to say the past connection is there, but is still holding memory within him. And I feel like he doesn't really quite know where this is going or what will happen. I don't really feel like he has an actual plan for the future within it, but I feel like he's kind of keeping a little bit of those books open, if you will. So there's a reminder of, hey, you've been seen, your energy was noticed. So that's what I'm getting with. I'm going to say a lot of stirred emotions because there's a lot of history that is there. And I don't quite feel like, you know, because of the memories, I don't feel there's still that need, that want of somewhat of a reconnection. So it's like not a closed book. That book is not closed and sealed. It's like there's still room to open it on up and to kind of see, what could happen? Could you write another chapter into this? Yeah. Hold on. Nikki, if you haven't posted a question, you can. If you have, forget what I just said, sweetheart. I'm going to be with you in just a moment. As for a birthday, sweetheart, you're going to see that things are going to start moving much quicker for you, sweetie. You are. I do believe that love is going to be entering into your world at the very same time. I do see you standing a little bit more into your power, knowing more what you want, but the person who's coming into your life is going to do the same thing. They're going to be much more active also. I feel like that kind of matches a little bit more your energy. However, I'm going to say there are some things that you do not know, that you should not know, that you will find out in due timing. Other than that, I'm going to say a lot of beautiful movement, sweetheart. Business-wise, I'm going to say financially, a lot of stability with somewhat of an increase. Love is going to be changing. It's going to be modifying. And it's mostly you. You're stepping into your power. You're stepping into movement. And you're going to start to see that you're going to want things to happen into a quicker pace. And you're going to do what you need to do in order to get what it is that you want. So you're taking more action towards what you want in order to ensure that you actually do get it. And that in all levels of your life. So I'm going to say good for you, sweetheart. And I'm going to say happy birthday. Make a beautiful wish as you blow out those candles. Hey, Banks. Thank you, sweetie pie. Hello, Shakira. Nice to see you, sweetie. I will be with you shortly also, my love. Nikki is next. Then we're going to go and see Banks. I know, Shakira, you're wondering when your turn is going to be. Banks, 2 minutes. Shakira, in about 5 minutes or so, I'll be with you, sweetie pie. Okay, not a problem, my dear Banks. You're a sweetheart. You don't... thank you, Rico, sweetie. You're a sweetie pie. Honestly, you write to me if you want to, Banks. If you don't, you don't. And if you do, you do. You're a sweetheart. Absolutely, Shakira. If I start the reading and you're not here, you'll have a timestamp in any case, my love. So, Nikki, here we go. Let me just go and get your question. Oh, actually, Nikki, I don't see your question. What is your question, sweetheart? Where are you, my love? Or am I the only... Oh, you're here. I see you. I'm so sorry. I see you, my love. Did your ex-internet friend told him something about you, hence the reason for your breakup and the reason he's that way towards you now? All right, well, let's go and see, my love. Banks are going to be right on up in just 1 second. You're next. And Nikki, I'm sorry, I do see it. So here we go. And Banks, I'm going to leave you a timestamp just in case you're not here. I know that you work crazy hours, you work a lot, and you might even just end up being in bed when I do your readings, so I'll leave you a timestamp. That's for you, my beautiful Nikki. Here we go. The energy around the situation, the ex, the internet friend, the possibility of the outside influence, all those things. Yeah, that could be really annoying and weighing upon you, right? First card coming on through is the moon, all about the unknown. Especially when someone's behaviors kind of change, then it's normally you're kind of wondering, did somebody say something? What happened? Or what is it that I don't quite know? So the energy around the ex and the actual breakup. There were definitely some things that were unbalanced over here, sweetheart. I feel like there were already some emotions and some doubts and some unresolved issues present before the outside influence. So I'm already going to answer your question by saying, was there an influence? Yes. But I feel like to begin with, there were already some elements that might have been a little bit shady. Well, anyways, for him. So the energy feels less like a one single conversation completely kind of changed everything, but it feels more like there were a couple little things kind of building internally within him. Thoughts and fears and misunderstandings or feelings that maybe he never necessarily communicated because we're not all that good at that. And sometimes when someone is actually pulling away, we're searching for like that specific reason why, and we're searching for somebody to blame. But sometimes it's not always that. In this case, I will say yes in a certain amount, but a lot of it was actually coming from him. So I feel like the energy over here is much more like a tiered cake, like a layered cake, if you will. Did your internet friend actually say something? I feel like there's been communication. I feel like there's been opinions. I feel like there's been outside perspectives that have been involved, but I do not get a strong feeling of clear, somebody told him something and that caused the breakup. Could it have been an element that came on in, an extra, like the cherry on top of the sundae? Could have been. What I feel more is someone that was sharing their perspective. So they weren't necessarily talking behind your back. They were sharing their perspective. There could have been a misunderstanding also, something that was kind of interpreted into a different kind of a way. So that's what I see. So why is he acting this way towards you at this moment? Because he's very guarded within his energy, sweetie. I get the sense of somebody over here who's trying to kind of maintain that distance because dealing with all those emotions connected to the past feels like it's really complicated, sweetheart. So the energy feels like I kind of want to avoid difficult conversations. Yes, I do kind of want to protect myself. I'm trying to convince myself to move forward, but sometimes I want to reopen those old feelings, but I'm afraid to reopen them. So yes, he does have feelings, but they're complicated because there's that emotional space that is there that is very vulnerable, and I don't quite feel as though it has been healed. So it is very, very sensitive. So what you should actually know with this is don't give all your power in wondering if somebody has said or whatsoever. The important question over here is, did he actually say something to you? Did he make his own choices? Did he give the relationship the understanding and the respect that it deserved? Because your worth is not determined by somebody else's opinion. And like I said, mostly it is coming from him, but there was somewhat of a misunderstanding or perspective coming from somebody else. So the message coming over here is he didn't chase, don't chase a hidden explanation. I'm going to say it could be very important. Honestly, I really feel like you guys do need to talk about a lot of things because I do feel like there's been misunderstandings onto that kind of a level. But I feel like he must come to board to have that conversation. Otherwise, things can become a little bit complicated, and then it might not necessarily go into the way that you would like it to. So to plainly answer your question, yes, I do believe that there was somewhat of an outside influence, but I do feel like it was somewhat minimal, and I don't feel like it was a backstabbing, like I'm doing on purpose to do this to hurt you. I feel like it was more of a perspective kind of a thing. That being said, I feel like your ex still has some healing. I feel like the wounds are very much there. They're very much alive, and I feel like there's things that he needs to work on too within that. So I feel like that's a little bit more where the nerve of everything is happening, sweetie pie. Hey, High Priestess. How are you doing, sweetie? It is nice to see you, my beautiful love. How are things? Dear ex and dear friend told him something about a conversation that she and you had, hence the reason for a breakup and the reason why. No, however. The reason for your breakup has nothing to do with what the friend has said. Yes, my dear Juanson, unless one of our beautiful, lovely soul family passes on through. So, Nikki, the friend is not the reason for the breakup, but there was definitely a misunderstanding with something that the friend said and your ex that probably would have caused somewhat of some issues or extra problems that could have just been the cherry on top of everything. Yeah. Hold on, I'm just gonna put a charger to charge, and I'm gonna be with Banks, and then we're gonna go and see Shakira. All right, just 1 second. All right. Okie dokie. Here we go. I don't don't know what my kitty cats are doing. I got shiny stuff onto my... I don't know. It's not for my kitty cats. All right. Okie dokie. So, Banks, sweet love, what's going on with work, sweetie? Did she share? Yes, she did, Nikki. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. That's a clear yes. Thanks. Here we go. Where you get paid this week or next? Let's go and see. Thank you, my beautiful high priestess, my love. Don't post your questions right away unless you're going to leave. If you're going to leave, then you can post it right away. I'll just make sure that I know what your questions are. Otherwise, I'll be with you in about 10 minutes, my beautiful, if that's okay with you, all right? All right. Yeah. Let's go see, sweetie. Have a lovely evening, my dear Dan, sweetie. Okay. So. I said I was going to leave you a timestamp, so I shall. I'm going to put you at 1:05. Okie dokie. And here we go. I'm getting mixed feelings about being paid this week. I am. It's like there's a confusion. It's like there's a delay or like some type of mixed, I'm going to say, communication around the timing. I don't feel like, I know that you were told different dates by two different people, and I don't feel like those two different dates being said to you were people who were being dishonest. I feel more like there may be different people looking at different parts or different kind of things. So that's what I'm seeing. I feel like it's coming, but I feel like there's a waiting period. So I'm going to say not this week. I feel like it's more next week, my love. So yeah. And I don't feel like anything has been lost or forgotten, but I do feel like there's somewhat of an administrative delay, but I don't feel like there's a problem. So I'm going to say follow up politely if necessary. It's okay for you to ask for the confirmed payroll date. Everybody wants to know when they want to get paid. Absolutely normal. So ask for the confirmed payroll date. Don't necessarily rely on different people for different answers, because sometimes people might be on different kind of payrolls for different type of reasons or different kind of things. So to answer your first question, I'm going to say I feel like it is going to be next week. I do not feel like it is going to be this week. What does your boss think of you after seeing you today? But please do ask, though. Do, however, ask so you do have the actual confirmed date, and then you will know that you're going to be paid, let's say, every second week onto, let's say, the Thursdays. Or your boss altogether thinks that you're really quite efficient, sweetie. I feel like it's very, very positive. I feel like we're very much observing. There's no doubt about it. But I get the feeling that this is the stage where we're noticing, where we're watching how you work, how we communicate. I don't necessarily feel like your boss communicates all that much. It might be very briefly, little things here and there, but nothing much more. But I feel like we're looking at also how you fit into the environment. But the impression that I'm getting is that you're very capable, that you're very, very efficient, that you're very approachable. You're someone who has a lot of potential. but also that you're someone who wants to understand better. And I feel like that is probably one of the most important elements that is important for your boss, is that you are willing to understand better when it is necessary, and you're very open to do so. You're not arrogant into the way. So I don't see any negative judgment around the energy around you. I'm going to say altogether, I feel like the opinion is truly going to be coming on through within the following 2 to 3 months. I don't know if you know, but I'm getting somewhat of an evaluation in like 3 months or something. I don't know if they told you. Maybe they're not going to do it. Maybe they don't do it anymore. I don't know. There's somewhat of an evaluation that kind of comes on through, like a performance kind of a thing. And why I'm getting 3. So do check out for that if they do that. But there is a sense that they like your willingness to learn, your personality, your effort. And quite frankly, I feel like you are giving a really, really good impression, sweetie. So for me, the energy feels like you're into this transition period where everything is kind of settling into place. You still have like many little questions here or there, but everything is putting itself into the right place. Like I said, for the payment, I feel like it's most likely going to be next week, but I would definitely communicate it because it's something that everybody wants to know, and it is really quite clearly important. We all have bills to pay, so ask it on through. But I do believe that once you actually do get your first one, you're not going to have to ask anymore. Things are going to be clear. You're always going to get it when you need it, and it's always going to be on time. I just kind of feel like for the first time, I don't know, there's like a week that's being like held back, or there's something. So I'm going to say next week, my love. Good night, AJ Marie, sweetheart. Banks, if there's anything else, please do let me know, sweetheart. Please do let me know. You did not, Shakira. I'm actually coming to see you right now, my love. Yeah, you're next. Banks, you're doing perfect. Don't worry about what you're doing, my love. You're doing great. I'm sending you much love. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you, Banks. You are into the perfect timing, Shakira. I am going to give you a timestamp. You're going to be at 1:10. And here we go. Please do so. If you feel like it, if you feel open to it, Banks. All right? No pressure, my love. Shakira, what are the current thoughts of you? And is he thinking to reach out? He hasn't yet, right? And what would he like to say? He has not done it yet. The little, I was going to say a word I should not. What is he up to? What is he up to? What is he doing? All right. At this point in time, my beautiful Shakira, I would reach out. I would reach out. Yes. Yeah. I feel like he's had the time that he needed. I feel like you gave him enough time. And I feel like now it's let's boogie. Let's get something moving on. Let's get something clear. Let's put our ego aside and let's just try to figure out where we're going with this. So, because at this moment in time, I actually kind of feel, because I know he loves you, and I know that he wants you. I know this is not a connection that is dying. I know that you guys are going to be together, and it's going to continue for quite some time. But there's a lot of arrogance at this moment. Now, I don't know, and I'm not saying arrogant into a horrible bad way. Somebody can be arrogant, and it's okay. But there's a lot of ego that is going around, and I'm going to need somebody between the both of you to break this. Otherwise, the communication might continue to lag like this, and it's going to hurt you as much as it's going to hurt him. And I don't want you being hurt. Him, I don't care all that much. I don't know him, but I don't want you being hurt. So I'm going to say, yeah, I don't know. Are you willing to do that, or you don't want to do it? If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You don't have to do anything. But if you are willing to do it, then I would do it. I feel like enough time has kind of passed on by. Yeah. I feel like he needs to do something. I feel like he's waiting for you because he believes that he knows that at some point in time, well, he thinks that at some point in time you're going to reach out, but he wants you to. Knight of Swords. He's playing games. He's playing games. I don't like the games he's playing. I don't. He wants to move along. He wants things to change, but he's playing those evil little games. And now he's been playing this game long enough that he's feeling stuck. And when you feel stuck, it's exactly what I said. At a certain point in time, time passes on by and you think, I can't go back. I can't do anything. I can't do it. It's been way too long. He gets caught into his own game, into his own world. That's where a little bit where I feel you guys at this moment. So I'm going to go and see his intentions and everything of the such and how he feels currently towards you. But the energetic energy, that was a little bit redundant, wasn't it? The energy around your relationship and your connection at this moment is one where there's a struggle of powers. You want something, he wants something. You both ultimately want somewhat of the same thing because you want the connection, you want the bond. You might not want the same thing into the long run, that you want marriage and maybe he's not willing to offer that, but you want the connection and you want the love and you have that very strong connection. But there's a blockage that is happening between you guys. Yeah, I know. But that's it, my love. Look, this is what I'm going to say to you, okay? I'm going to go and look at his thoughts of you, and if he's thinking about reaching on out, I feel like he's not from the energy that I'm getting over here, but I will go look. What I would love you to do, it's not up to me to do, it's up to you to do, and you do it if you want to. I would set myself a time frame. So I'm not saying do it tonight. Don't do anything spontaneously. Think about it. So, let's say you give yourself a week or 2 weeks or 10 days or 3 days, whatever is good for you. Give yourself a timeline and say, okay, if he doesn't reach out by then either, I don't know, I'm going to give up or I'm going to reach out. But try to find yourself a path of I continue or I reach out. Because otherwise you're just continuing to linger and he's continuing to wait. So if you don't do anything, it might take a long time before he does. And in the meanwhile, I just got you in pain and wondering and suffering, and I don't like that. So you decide that. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to go see what I got. Okay? So what are the current thoughts of you, and is he thinking to reach on out? And Shakira, I know I tell you all the time and you never do it, but you don't have to. But if you want to send me an email also and you want to chit chat about it, or maybe what to say to him or how to say it to him, whatever, send me an email. I'll work onto it with you. We can send him something that is pure perfection for both of us, and that, could help you sometimes, maybe with a second opinion to send something on it. Sometimes. Up to you, sweetie. So what I can see at this moment is, quite honestly, he's feeling like something is unfair into the relationship. There are moments where he thinks back onto the connection and he reflects on what has happened between the both of you. And there are moments where he thinks, oh yeah, I want to continue. Yes, I do. And there are moments where he thinks, I want to fight. This is exactly what I was saying. So we have the moments of something is unfair into the relationship. I'm not able to talk about it. Maybe I've talked about it many times, but it's remained unresolved, so I'm not going to talk about it no more. But I do want to move on forward with our 3 of Wands, but there's so many issues. And I don't want to feel like I'm not victorious into this. I don't want to feel like I'm not strong enough or I'm not good enough or something of the such, which is why he's actually holding back at this moment. So I'm going to say, for the moment, I see a mix of curiosity, of memories, of wondering how you're doing, thinking about what could have been different at the very same time, but the energy does not feel like there's no complete emotional detachment. The attachment is still there. So it feels much more like somebody who is carrying all those thoughts and processing things internally, not saying them. So I think, I feel, but I'm too afraid to talk about how I feel. So there's hesitation. And so we kind of go back and forth between I want to say something and I don't. I want to and I don't. And so he kind of holds himself back. So is he thinking about reaching on out? Oh, he thinks about it all right. He thinks about it. The question is he going to do it? For the moment, no. I have the devil in reverse. He's not wanting to create any chaos in any kind of shape, form, or way. But he would like to work into the relationship. He would like to see the possibilities. He would like, into the first cards that I pulled out, the Justice, he would like for whatever he feels is unfair into this relationship and whatever he feels keeps going around into a circle, always the same issue. He would like that to be eradicated, like deleted, gone, finito. And that would help him to come on back. That would help him into the understanding at the very same time. So there's an issue that's been underlying. It keeps coming back. That's the issue that needs to be fixed. So I get a feeling of, should I say something? Would it be the right time? How would that conversation go? So that's where the biggest block is. That and that feeling of, I just kind of feel like I'm going back into the same place all the time. And I do love and I do care, but I mean, we need to fix this, but we don't know how to fix it. So when could he reach out for the moment? I don't necessarily see it, sweetheart. I don't see him chasing the timing. I see him with the possibility. I see him with the thought, but I don't see him necessarily. I don't see him chasing. I will take out more cards upon it with a different deck, but I don't see him doing that. Which is why I'm going to say, if you, set yourself some of a date and you do want to, follow on through and reach on out, it's not that he doesn't want to. He does want to. He's just not able to do so. What's going to be super important if you do end up reaching on out is that you bring upon the conversation into a way that is more loving or sweet than, let's say, hey, you haven't been reaching on out, or hey, you haven't called me in 3 weeks, or something of the such, right? More like, hey, how are you doing? I've been missing you, or I've been thinking about you. How are you doing? And then kind of open up things. He'll write on back, and then you can, but it's an easier, smoother kind of a way where nobody's pinpointing fingers. You did this, you didn't do this, everything of the such. So I don't see him reaching on out at this moment, but if you want to reach on out, I definitely say yes, but I would definitely go with the smooth technique of nobody's pointing fingers to everybody. I'm just doing a smooth kind of check-in. How's everything going? Because I'm thinking about you and I miss you. That's it. That's all. It's nice. It's sweet. It's loving. It's not chaotic. It opens up for more conversation, if you will. If he did reach on out, what would he say? Let me go see, because I think that is your following question. So if he did reach out, I do not have WhatsApp, sweetie. You hate email, right? I do not have WhatsApp, my sweet love. I don't, sweetie. I'm sorry. Are you, Hanson? Oh, okay, I know again, Sue. If you want to, my beautiful Shakira, you definitely can. But I'm sorry, I don't have WhatsApp. Yeah, he felt guilty what he was doing because of his religion. I know, but at the very same time, his religion is something that is very curious, because his religion does allow him to have multiple wives. It does allow him to. So I feel like the religion part of it is something that he kind of utilized, if you will, but it's not necessarily the full truth. You've had this connection with him for the longest of time, and this was never an issue. This was never a problem. It's something that kind of came on through. I honestly feel, if you want my personal intuitive thought about it, it has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do about how much he loves you. I feel like it has to do with wanting more out of the relationship. You want more out of it. You want more of something that is public. And I feel as though he does not want to publicly, with friends and family, have that part of the relationship go there. I feel like if you kept the relationship the way that you are, a little bit hidden or secret, and he kept, what he's going on with wife or partner, I feel like that would be okay. But I don't feel like he wants to extend, and I feel like that's where the major problem is. Thank you, my beautiful high priestess. Thank you, my beautiful love. I'll be with you shortly, and I will leave you a timestamp. No, I know you didn't get married. No, I know you didn't. But you wanted to get married for a long time. Oh, it's not allowed. Okay. All right. His bigger and biggest issue is that, sweetie, he is living with somebody, right? He does have somebody who is into his life, like I don't know if it's a wife, I don't know if it's a girlfriend, somebody who is there. The major problem is that. So what would he say? Honestly, you could bring him much love, and you could bring him much beautiful abundance. if he could only put down his barriers. Again, barriers. These are internal barriers. These are external barriers. Friends, family, people around. This is what he thinks, how he feels. What he needs, again, is justice. He needs something that is fair for him and for you. So if you guys can find that middle place that is good for both of you guys to have a relationship without necessarily getting married, that could be your middle place. Yeah. So I don't know if that is even a possibility for you. I don't know if that's okay with you. If it's not a possibility, if you're not okay with it, then definitely, I know that it will be hurtful, everything of the such, but don't continue something that's not going to be viable for you. But if that is something that you can live with, that is good with you, and that's acceptable, that is your middle way through. That is what is creating the most friction between the both of you. And if that can be mended, I feel like your connection can also be mended and it will be okay. I'm going to give you some message cards, okay, sweetheart? High Priestess, I'm going to come and see you very shortly, my beautiful love. I think you sent me your questions by email, right? All right, hold on. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go with this little one. Ooh, just 1 second. Here we go. All right. I am not ready. Friends or family may disapprove of this connection. I need time. I do feel you. I am reminiscing. You have changed me. I do want to fix this. No, I'm not giving up. Do you still think of me? I want to tell you something. And I miss you. Yeah, I know there's a delay, my beautiful Shakira. Already onto the messages, my love. I've got you, sweetie. Have no worries. And here we go. I'm sorry, these ones are really tiny. I have so many regrets. I really want to be able to hold you. I will never give up onto us. Please wait for me and give me some time. So my beautiful love, please, if you're feeling up to it, I know you don't like email, but if you're feeling up to it, send me an email. We'll chit chat. All right. Into the meanwhile, I strongly recommend for you, my sweetie pie, if that is something that you wish and that you desire and that you feel you can do, set yourself somewhat of a time limit that is acceptable for you and reach on out whenever you are ready to do so. Otherwise, I feel like this may remain a little bit unresolved, unsolved, and I know that you love him and I know that he loves you, so I don't really want that to happen. All right, so my emails are always open to you, sweetie. Stay strong, and you don't, like I said, take your time. Don't do anything tonight. Just take your time and think about it. I'm just gonna go and look 1 second. I thought you said that you sent, my beautiful High Priestess. Don't know if you sent your, no, you didn't, however. So if you do want to send your questions on in, sweetheart, you can definitely send in your questions. Unless they're in PayPal. Maybe they're in PayPal. Let me go see before I speak and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe your questions are there. 1 at a time they are. 1 time out of 2. So let's go see. And they are. Look at that. Okay, I got you. The roommate is getting very. Oh, honestly, really? That's a good thing because you don't want the roommate. Yeah. that roommate is bad. Okay. Aw. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all. I'd stay very far away from that person. Yeah. All right. It sounds very sketchy. I don't like it. I'm going to put you a timestamp. And so you, my beautiful one, no, I did not, Rico, I did not, love. 129. Oh yeah, I got it, High Priestess. Thank you, sweetie. I found you, my love. Okay, so, well, I got you a timestamp, so if you want to come back and you want to listen to it, we're going to go and look at the energy coming upon in August. Wansons, you will be able to retire your axe soon. I think you need to go and I want to use the word aiguiser. You need to go and polish it or something of the such. Yeah, for future use. Sharpen it is what I want to say. All right, general energy for August. Do you have vacations coming up or something that is good? Because there's definitely some type of a meeting or gathering or something of the such. Something being offered to you also. Something that you want. Something that you've been wanting. Family-wise, not perfect, but pretty darn good, I'm actually going to have to say. Moving into the betters. I don't know if your relationships are getting better with family or not. But there's also different possibilities. You're going to have choices, but the choices you're going to have, I'm not going to say they're good or they're bad. I feel like they could go both ways, or they could be into the neutral zone. I'll give you 3 ways. But into the month of August, you're going to have multiple choices. Most of them are going to bring you onto a very positive path. Others will not bring you onto a bad path, but they will bring you onto a path where you will question and you will wonder different things. Which will eventually help you onto the following one. So it's not a bad thing. One, it has a little bit more transformation into it. So I'm going to say August for you is about clarity. It's about your power, but it's also about your boundaries. I need you to have those strong boundaries, probably because of the roommate. But I also feel like you need to have boundaries at work for some reason. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm not going to say it's easy. I feel like there's challenges around work. So I don't feel like you're entering into this month with, let's say, a stronger awareness of what is good or what might not be as good for you. But I feel like moving into August, you're getting into a place where you're less willing to ignore things maybe that bother you. You more want to move into things that bring you peace, which is ultimately what I feel you always want to do, but maybe a little bit less. Maybe you're getting a little bit more annoyed at this moment. So I'm going to say August, protect your energy, choose yourself, become much more independent within your thoughts, your ideas. Don't give it all that information. Like the lady who lives with you wants to know how much money you got. That's none of her business. You don't ask how much money she's got. So I feel like you're seeing people more clearly. So August is going to be a month where things have been kind of maybe laying around or have been a little bit stagnant into the background. Like you don't think about them. You don't necessarily see them. They're kind of coming to the surface. But like I said, it's not into a negative way. This is where your 7 of Cups comes in. So you're finally trusting your own instincts and you're not necessarily questioning them and you're making different choices. But the choices you're making are stronger. It's more into the way that I'm getting what I deserve and I'm no longer, let's go and say, to accept crap or something of the such. So August is good. It is good. As much family as friends, Sketchy roommate, I believe, will still be there until the month of August. Probably still kind of sketchy, so just kind of keep your boundaries with that person. Try to move out as quickly as you possibly can, actually, whenever you can. You must be not too far from it, right? You've been there you've been there since like maybe January or something of the such, right? I don't know if you've got a year lease. You're probably stuck there until January still. Yeah. You know, in January or in the beginning of the year, there's a chance that you might return on back to where you were, like around home. I'm just saying that. Oh no, I get a feeling. Let me go see about the roommate. Shakira, I'll be back with you in just a few seconds, my beautiful love. Yeah. You're like that close, right? You just feel like she's plotting against you or has bad intentions because of jealousy, and you talk to the rent office, but they don't care. They don't care. As long as the bills are paid, they don't really care the dynamics and what is happening. No, they don't. She asked you 2 times to meet her guy friend. Forget about it. He's probably like a, I don't even know if I can say that word in English. I don't know. He probably sells his body, and I don't know. He's probably going to say you need to give him money. That's going to go to her. Yeah, no, forget about it. Don't do that, sweetie. Don't do it. Is she plotting anything against you? Let me go see. April. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, you're as soon as you can move out of there, you're moving out, but I feel like you're moving back closer to home. I'm not saying you're moving back in with mom and brother, but you're moving closer to home. Yeah, there's going to be a switch of a job at that time also. There's no doubt about it. Is she plotting anything against you? Well, with the guy, yeah. With the guy, absolutely. Don't do that. Stay very far away. Okay? That is just weird energy. Don't do it. Okay? You talk to the rent office about her. They want $4,000 to break the lease. Yeah, exactly. No, they're just trying to make money. Forget about that. Into the meanwhile, just stay. Or maybe, I don't know if you were able to find somebody to take your place. And, to kind of like they take your place onto the lease. I don't know if that's a possibility. If you can, maybe that could be. I know it would be difficult because of the roommate that you have, but yeah. That's it. That's what I want to say, High Priestess. Stay very far away. There's some weird sockiness thing about money into that. Don't do it. No. Okay, there's toxicity around that. Other than her friends, forget about her friends. They're no good. Okay, just stay away from her friends. You stay with your peoples. That's it. That's all. Other than that, I don't feel as though... Well, okay, wait. Money, everything. Don't leave money hanging around, and don't leave any valuables hanging around. So if you have any jewelry or have anything of the such, please do keep it into a locked place, a safe place. Hide it underneath. I don't know. I would say your mattress, but maybe that's where everybody hides their stuff. Hide it somewhere, okay? If you have anything that is precious that somebody can go pawn or sell, put it into a place that they can't do it. Other than that, I'm going to say you're fine. She's not plotting anything bad against you. Yeah, but I don't feel as though she was necessarily that bad before, my beautiful High Priestess. Yeah. Try to search for someone, because I don't feel like she was that evil and that negative when you actually did move on in with her. I feel like things got worse for her. If you are able to find somebody who would like sublet, I don't know if that's how you say it, that would be the best thing. And then you could move out, and then you have no responsibility towards. Let me go and answer your other question over here. But as for anything that is valuable for you and to you, please do keep it into a safe place. I don't mind where the safe place is, just put it into a safe place. The energy around your roommate altogether. Look, there is definitely some jealousy. She definitely does believe that you have more things than she does, but she also believes that you're more capable. You're smarter, you're wiser, you have more potential than she does, and she absolutely does know that. So I'm going to say she probably takes you for granted. She takes your kindness as being something that is assumed. And I'm going to say watch your boundaries. I'm not trusting her intentions. I don't feel like she's going to do anything bad towards you. I do want you to be careful for your money, like I did say, but other than that, I'm going to say you're all right. So yeah, and don't give any information. Don't explain your finances, your resources, your personal choices. No, nothing. The less information you will give, the better it will be. Try to get out of there as quickly as you possibly can, and that will be best. As for her repeatedly wanting you to meet this guy, that's a scam. It's about money. That's it. That's all. Don't fall into that trap, sweetie. Her energy altogether is one who has a lot of issues, a lot of problems. I feel like she owes a lot of money to a lot of people, and I feel like that's a really, really big issue. I don't necessarily like the people. Now, I'm not saying all the people that she hangs around with are bad. I'm not saying that, but I feel like they're in bad places. And sometimes when you're in bad places, you do bad things. So I'm just going to say to be careful for that, sweetheart. Yeah, I would move back. Stay away from anybody around her. There's a lot of jealousy towards it, my beautiful high priestess. But like I said, at some point you get stuck into a place where things just become complicated. You don't know how to get out of it. It's like if you're in quicksand. And at the same time, you see the other person that you're living with, and hey, things are going well for them, right? And I don't always feel like she necessarily wants to put you into a rut or to a bad place, but I feel like her personal problems are taking priority over who you are as a person and what you can give. So your generosity could definitely be taken, granted for granted. So yeah, honestly, move it as quickly as you possibly can. It will be best for you. Yeah, she's onto a lot of things that you're not aware of. There's a lot of bad people that are around her. I would also say, High Priestess, I don't know if the lock, and it's not because I want to scare you, I don't know. I'm just saying, do you have a lock onto your bedroom door? Does your handle, does it lock? If it doesn't, please go and change your lock. And it has nothing to do with, if it doesn't, change your handle. And it has nothing to do with her coming into your things. I just feel for some reason that at some point in time, something might get out of hand. And if your door is not locked, I feel like something could happen. So if your door is not equipped with that, just go to the hardware store, change your handle, or just keep your handle there, but get yourself like somewhat of like a bolt lock. You can just screw it on in. It will take you 2 minutes, and then you'll be good. Yeah. So if you'd be able to do that for me, I'd be eternally grateful. Either get yourself that kind of bolt lock or that little locky thing, or change the handle onto your door if it is not a door that has a little lock onto it. I don't care if it's a lock, like I don't want a lock that you can't put a key into, because there are some locks. Yeah, but is it the type of lock that you can put like a butter knife into and twist it and it opens? If so, put yourself a little bolt lock onto the top, please. Yeah. Like it really needs to lock and you can't open it from the outside. There's a lot of locks. I know I have some into my house like that. My ex used to open up the doors like that. When I would lock them, he would put like a butter knife, or he would put like a whatever. And he would unlock the door and come in. So just make sure that nobody can come in. And leave as quickly as you possibly can. But I don't want to scare you. I don't feel like, it doesn't have a lock onto the outside, but it can lock, but you can lock it from the inside. And from the outside, they can't enter. Like, it's not like I'm saying where there's like a little slot where you can put, let's say I put my nail into it and I twist it and it opens. If that is not the case, then you're good. If that is the case, put yourself a little lock. I'm going to come and see you, Shakira. And if there's anything else I can do for you, my beautiful high priestess, you have a camera into your room as well. Okay, that's good. But the camera is good for proof. I just don't want anything to happen to you. I don't want you to have to show the camera to say something happened to you. Yeah. No, I don't feel like it's about stealing. That's what I'm saying, High Priestess. No, what I'm seeing is different. I don't feel like she is going to enter into your room and try to steal something. Although I did say to put your belongings into important places where she can't find them. I feel like one night she could have some people over. Things could get out of hand. She doesn't. I just see people into your house. I see things getting out of hand. And if you do not have the proper type of lock onto your door, they will be able to unlock it. And I physically don't want anything to happen to you. I can't say all that much more. It's just what I'm seeing. I physically don't want anything to happen to you. So I physically don't want you to have to go to the doctors or the police and say, yeah, but I've got the film of it. I prefer nothing to happen to you than you to have to show a film, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So just make sure, maybe even just by precaution, get yourself a little lock. It'll cost you like $3 at the hardware store. 2 screws, it's done, you're safe. That's it, that's all, sweetie, and you'll be okay. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I do see that energy, so let's try to divert it if we can. And the energy that I see, I don't see for like 2-3 years. Yeah, I know that, Rico, sweetie. My car is currently white, not red. You can have whatever color car or whatever color clothes you want, sweetheart. Yeah, so High Priestess, if you want to chit chat about it or anything of the such, send me an email, okay? We can discuss about it. In the meanwhile, stay safe, okay? We love you, sweetie. Shakira, you met a guy. Ooh. Oh. Okay, let's go see. Watson, if you will, if you want, you can leave. I'll leave you a timestamp. I'll send you an email with everybody's timestamps. You're good, High Priestess. You're good, sweetie. Just follow my instructions with the lock, all right? And you're good. Yeah, but he's more into you than you into him. Yeah, you're not into him because you're into the other one. Yeah, he's entertainment is what he is. Yeah, let me go see. I'm gonna say he's entertainment. He's fun. He's somebody passing on by. He could be very fun. He could be very cute. He can be very sucky. He can be everything. But yeah. All right, let's go see. What do we have? Did I put a timestamp? No, I didn't. Hold on. I swear I did, but I don't see it. So I'm going to put you at 146. All right. Yeah, I know. I know you're bored and lonely. I know. Hey, we often have those people, right? Yeah, we have you have the main person that you love and that you care for. And when they're not available or things are complicated, you have backup plan B or C or D. It's all good. It's all good. But this person is definitely wanting things to move on by quicker. There's no doubt. There's no doubt they're wanting something. However, I do have to say, even though they do kind of seem a little bit obsessed, I don't feel like they're necessarily into it for something like sexual. I know, like I'm actually surprised. Oh yes, no, I don't. I don't only have. I have 2 of them, Shakira. I have 2 of them. I've got the main one. I'd have to talk to you about this into an email. It would make more sense. But yes, I can relate. You always need to have the B and the C. In case A is grumpy or not talking or God knows what. Yeah, that's it. Like a girl gets lonely. So, honestly, I feel like this person is interested in getting to know you. I do. I feel like they are, interestingly enough. So, you know what? I'm not going to say anything bad. Like, I do feel like this person has very strong attraction towards you, and I do feel like there's a certain amount of excitement. But I feel like this person is drawn to, like, the way that you portray yourself, to your personality, to your presence, is what I want to say. Whatever this person is around you, they feel like it's strong. They feel like it's good. Like, they want to be close to you. They want to be closer. They enjoy. It's almost, and it's going to sound weird, but it's almost like if they're a little bit fascinated by you. So I get where you're coming from with the idea of it's like they're obsessed by me, because I'm fascinated by you into a certain way. But I don't feel like it's anything that is, sexual. So is it actually genuine interest? I do feel like it is. My problem is the following. Well, I actually have two problems with this. My main problem is, I feel like this person truly is interested, but I don't feel like they're consistent. I feel like they're very respectful. I do feel like they're very patient. I do feel like they really do want to get to know you, but I don't feel like they have a consistency. So maybe they could reach out to you, and then for a week or so, maybe they would not reach out to you. Or maybe 1 week you'll see them 3 times a week, and then the following week or for 2 weeks you won't really. So I feel like it's a little bit complicated onto that. And, well, my other thing is that this person truly does want to get to know you, even though they're not all that consistent. But, well, you probably just want something that is more physical with this person, which maybe they're up to something quite, sexual too. I'm going to say, hey, if that's what they want, go ahead with it. It can be fun. But I'm not sure that that's necessarily what they want. I feel like they want something more. So it's going to be up to you to navigate how you really want to play with this. But I'm going to say this person actually is quite genuine. I just don't feel like they're all that stable into their focus or into their intention. But they truly do like you. Has nothing to do with sex. Nothing. This person sees you as very interesting, like magnetic and very confident. So like you stand out into the way that you communicate, into the way that you dress, and your energy feels like you're not ordinary. You're like that woman, that person that, he has always kind of dreamed of. And so you kind of have a little bit of that figure of what he truly wants in life. But I don't really feel like he's ready for any of that. Yeah, so that's where my main problem is coming from. So, genuine, I'm going to say yes. Not into an obsession, but into a fascination. How he sees you, we did. Let me go and give you some messages from him. Hanson, you need a pause. You need a pause, sweetheart. Messages. Let's go for messages with, let's go over here. Oh, you got somebody else. Roman, you've got a plan B and a plan C, sweetie. Oh, I would like to have a future with you. You have turned my world upside down. I want us to meet so that we can talk. The universe brought us together for a reason. Let's not ignore it. It's all or nothing with me. I kind of like this guy. Kind of like his name too. It's nice. Cameron. It's different. Okay, let's go see about Roman. What's up with Roman? He's got a nice name too. He does. So you're talking to a guy named Roman. What are his thoughts of you and how does he see you? Oh, he's much more into something sexual, sweetie. Yeah, he is. Okay, hold on. All right. And we're going to go here. So ours energy towards you. This person sees you as very abundant. They have no fears. They have no barriers around you. We got a lot of passion towards you, sweetie. This one's more sexual, sweet love. A lot of physical attraction, a lot of chemistry type of an energy. So this is somebody who is clearly drawn to your appearance, to your presence, to the way that you carry yourself. There is an energy of noticing you and noticing you very quickly. Like you caught this person's attention, you kind of sparked their curiosity. So I feel like the connection feels very much towards confidence and energy in the way that you present yourself and the way that this person might even interact with you. So the way that Roman sees you, honestly, it's something very physical. It's attractive. You're intriguing. You seem fun to talk with. You've got a beautiful presence. So there's like a little bit of mysteriousness that is there, that is alive within you. And I just kind of feel like this person sees you through like different lenses. Like you've got different layers and he hasn't quite peeled back all the layers, hasn't figured out all he needs to upon you yet. But I'm going to say this, you keep on bringing this person's attention. Like they want your attention over and over and over again. I'm going to say this person, if they haven't started flirting with you, they will. This is about flirtation. This is about chemistry. This is about wanting to spend more time with you, but things, like I said, that are much more of a spark kind of an energy. Physical is what I'm seeing. Very drawn towards you and more than where could this connection go into the future. Cameron is a little bit more, hey, I'm not as consistent, but I would like to see where this can go. Roman is much more, let's have some fun together. Let me go and see into the messages. And for that, we're going to go with the Hermit one. Did he say some of those things? You see, I told you. He's looking for something serious, but you don't know if you believe it, right? And you haven't had sex with him. No, that's it. That's it. No, he really is. It's just, Cameron is a little bit inconsistent, like I said. But he is looking for something that is more long-term. Definitely. Okay. All right. Here we go, sweetheart. Let's go and see. Roman said he's looking for Sears, but no, Roman, Roman, from what I can see, he's very curious, very interested, but he's more into psychology. We'll put it that way. But that being said, Roman could be much more into something physical at first, but it could change within time. Like you guys could spend more time together, you could have sex together, and then things could change. Maybe he would want something more serious. That could happen. But for the moment, Roman is much more into a physical attraction. I just dream and want everything. I have so much desire for you. This one is a very devilish card. It's a devil card. It's number 15. I want to get you drunk. The whole purpose of this one is I want to do unspeakable things with you. So I want to be able to take all my behaviors or anything that I would call taboo, and I want to live them with you. This one I'm going to hide just the middle word because it sucks. That one's coming out too. Ace of Cups. So you see there is a possibility of something over here within love that could pop on through. And you have so many choices and so many options. So this person knows that you have probably a lot of suitors that are around you, and they're completely aware of it. So they seem to be quite happy that you are talking with them and that you seem to maybe wanting to give them a chance. I don't feel like they want to ruin it. Yeah, I know. You got a lot of Saki cards. You did. Let's go and see over here. So how does he see you, and does he have stronger feelings than what he shows? He does. All right, let's go over here and see. All right. Just 1 second. And Watson, you're going to be on up next. Okay. And voila. So how does S see you? Six of Swords reversed. Eight of Pentacles. Hanged Man in changing positions. Strength. King of Cups. The energy coming from S is of a great impression. What I see from it when I ask Spirit about it is it's going to seem a little bit weird, but it's the imagery that I'm getting towards it. It's like a quilt. And quilts are, fabricated often by little patches. And each patch can represent, it is very carefully sewn within, and it represents a certain chapter, a memory, a sentiment, something. And that's what I'm being shown as an imagery when I get, how does he see you? How does he see the both of you together? So there are very deep memories, very deep thoughts that are like encrusted into him, if you will, into his feelings. There's a very strong emotional attachment that is there. You're not someone that he can simply erase, that he can forget. There's an energy of him remembering qualities about you, your personality, how you cared for him, the connection that you shared, the feeling that came with that connection, how he felt and how you made him feel. So the message that I'm getting is that you mattered to him an awful lot. And he sees you as somebody who brings a lot of warmth, a lot of compassion, a lot of understanding, a lot of beautiful different types of energy into his life that he needed many, many, many times, and that he held on to many, many times. And it is very important for him to continue holding on to. So does he have stronger feelings than what he shows? He definitely does, but he's keeping a lot of those things within. He's keeping them private. Again, it's that ego within him. So I'm not going to say that he's someone, I feel like he can be really quite fluctuating within that. I feel like there are moments where he can easily express himself upon how he feels. Like there are moments where he's not into that position. He's not into that place. So I'm basically going to say to you, I feel like because of pride, because I feel like uncertainty, a need for space, not knowing how to approach the situation, I feel as though he's choosing to stay a little bit more in silence, which again doesn't mean that he doesn't care, that he doesn't love. It just means that he's processing, that he's avoiding vulnerability, and he's trying to figure out what he truly, truly needs right here, right now. So the feeling that I'm getting is that beneath the surface, there is so much more than he wants to say and that he feels, and what he is actually showing and openly expressing to you. So how does he actually, or what does he actually feel that he doesn't necessarily show? Missing moments. There's a lot of beautiful shared moments that he doesn't talk about. He doesn't talk about the pain that he is going through neither at this moment. He wonders how you feel, how you're feeling about the situation. He remembers the good moments, the good parts of your connection. He actually has a lot of curiosity at this moment if you would still open up that door for him. There's like a beautiful, softer side of him that he does not easily reveal. And so the message coming through is that he doesn't know often how to say how he feels unless it's into like a spontaneous moment. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't feel it. He has great love, great appreciation, great fondness, beautiful memories, beautiful thoughts. Sometimes at different memories, there will be laughter. Sometimes there will be more, I can't say it, but I'll say more sexual kind of things that kind of come on through. But there's like a variety of moments and feelings and important things that he holds on to, a little bit like I said in the beginning, like that quilt. You guys builded something that is beautiful, that cannot necessarily be abandoned. So yeah, is he secretly obsessed? I feel like there has been moments where he has been terrified of losing you. I feel like there has been many moments where he's been terrified of losing you. But I also do feel like I just feel like he needs more certainty. I feel like he needs more changes. Just one second. I'm going to switch on up decks. So obsessed, at some point in time, I do believe that he was borderline obsessed. I do believe that the thought of losing you was something crazy for him, something that he could not live without. I still feel like every once in a while that fierceness or that feeling of being afraid still crosses his mind, still kind of makes him afraid. But I feel like it's more not necessarily that he's obsessed at this moment. I feel like the energy is more, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder how she's doing. Is she okay? And, is she doing anything different? And could we maybe do something that is different? So it's not that there is nothing that is happening beneath the silence. There's a lot of questionings that are, bubbling. They just don't have any answers because they're not being expressed. Let me go and give you some more messages from him, sweetheart. You're absolutely right, Hanson. You're absolutely right. It is 15, right? Yeah, 666 is really not all that bad. Oh, hold on. I was at the message part. Just one second. I'm going to do this. I'm sorry. I catch that on later there, Hanson. You're so right. I know, right? 15. And even that, I have to say, Hanson, I don't believe 50. Like, you like the devil card, don't you? I kind of like it too. Quite honestly, I don't see anything all that bad with being obsessed. Okay, it depends. Like, you don't want to be obsessed like into the scary movies. That's a bad thing. But you can be into a good position. You can be into a good place where obsession can actually be kind of fun. Anyways, just saying. In a twisted kind of a way. But it could also mean the devil is about holding on. It's not always toxic. Not always. Anywho, yeah, you know what I mean. I know, there's many ways to see this devil. I honestly don't think the devil's that bad. So here we go. Into the tarot, I do say. I do not worship the devil. I cannot give you what you want or what you deserve. I feel like that says a lot of things. This is what I've seen a lot into the cards. It's difficult for me to process my emotions, and I'm not quite available at this moment. I feel imbalanced and uneasy. I don't know what to do to fix it. This situation has become very difficult for me to manage mentally, and it is draining me. I think of you at night when the world is asleep and my mind is awake. And you said, do you have any secret admirer or someone that feels more than they show? If so, who it is? Other than Roman and Cameron? Let's go see. Let's go see. I think you already have a platter there. I think you've got secret admirers, probably. Let's go see what I got. So do you have any secret admirers somewhere, and kind of describe what they look like? If I can pinpoint one, I definitely shall, sweetie. Here we go. And voila. So we are going to use the same deck. Yes, we shall. There's somebody who's somewhat a little bit cautious around you. I'm just going to be careful with this one because the lady's a little bit naked. Not YouTube friendly. There is somebody who is... Now, you don't know this person, okay? But there is somebody who you do see. I don't know if you live into a house, into an apartment, a condo, something of the such, complex. I don't know. There is somebody who is around you. I don't feel like it is work related. So it is someone who lives somewhere around you. So it could be a neighbor, somebody that you, maybe when you go out every day, you take your car, you walk, whatever. There's somebody who sees you fairly I'm going to say a couple times a week. I'm not quite sure. This person is actually wondering if, they're going to make a move or they're not going to make a move. They don't really know. You're kind of scary to them. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to portray this person as being obsessed and scary and, you need to call the cops on them. I don't see that. I just kind of feel it's almost like, somebody's schedule and they're going to be walking out or they're going to be doing this. And then I just, I see you. Like, there's people that I see every day. They have the same schedule. They walk every day at the same time on the same street. So, yeah. I feel like it's somebody who sees you onto a regular basis. By regular, I'll say 2 to 3 times a week. Like I said, I'm not sure they're actually going to make a movement towards you. You kind of scare them into a way by your presence, by who you are. They kind of feel like you would turn them down. So I'm going to say there is somebody who is noticing you more than they actually let on. I feel like they kind of observe, and I feel like they kind of a little bit try to figure out who you are because they've never spoken to you. I feel like they try to take in your energy a little bit. So it has to do with your confidence. It has to do about the way that you show yourself. You seem to stand out from the others with this. So I'm definitely going to have to say this is not someone that you have spoken with before. This is not someone that you follow, let's say, onto a platform, a social platform, nothing of the such. It's really somebody who lives somewhere close to you. But it's a very shy, it's a very cautious energy. This person hesitates a lot because they're unsure how you would respond to them and if you would turn them down or not. So I do feel like they do notice you. They do believe that you're quite beautiful. Other than that, I feel like they're attracted to you and they don't want to come on too strong. I feel like you've got confidence into the way that you carry yourself. They would like to say something, but I just kind of feel like they're too shy. Honestly, the way that I do see this person, you can look around for them. I feel like they're not like 6.5 feet or something of the such. Like they're medium to taller height. So I'll say somewhat average to a little bit taller perhaps. By tall, I'm going to max and tap it out at 6. I feel like they have darker hair. They have darker features. Their eyes seem to be like hazelnut. They seem to be like very expressive, though. They have very expressive eyes. Their usual kind of casual, the way that they're dressing, they're very put together. I feel like they do have a nice style, but they give off like a very calm, grounded kind of an energy. There's nothing flashy. Like you wouldn't see them with, you know, pink Nike sneakers or something. That's not their style. This person is more on the serious side, and they think a lot before speaking, which is why, and before revealing, which is why I'm not sure they're actually going to come on by. So that's what I'm seeing for you, sweet love. So is there somebody? Yeah, you can definitely check on out. Try to look for this person who's, I would say, somewhere between 5, 8, and 6 feet. Like I said, darker colored hair, darker colored complexion, hazel eyes, expressive. You're probably going to be seeing them the first time you do into some type of, like I feel like it's more like it's like a khaki kind of a color or something. It's a grounding kind of a color that you're going to be seeing them in. It's not red or blue or black or something of the such. It's more of a neutral tone is what I want to say. Yeah, no baseball caps, anything of the such, by the way. No. It's not a sporty style. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Just 1 second. So that's what I get, my sweet love. Yeah. Give me just a few seconds. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, sorry guys, just 1 second. Well, sorry, just 1 second. I just have to write back just one little moment. Just 1 second, I have to think. Sorry. I had to check something out. Not be your type. No, it's probably, no, see, it's not your type at all, so it's a good thing. Alrighty. Just give me 1 minute, my guys, my beautiful loves. Okay. So, Elaine, I'm going to be with you in just a second. How does he see you on the physical way when he thinks of you lately? What has he been thinking the most regarding you? I'm going to try to be as YouTube friendly as I can be with that one, all right? As YouTube friendly as I can. But even if you wouldn't be interested into that person, Shakira, I'm still going to say, you know what? It's always nice to have, you know, somebody kind of interested in you, as long as they're not a stalker kind of a thing, but I don't believe they are, so I'm gonna say you're all good. All right. The Six of Wands. Honestly, I don't know if that's something that you did often, my beautiful Shakira, but something that I see very strong is something that I see very strong into all of this is role play. I don't know why. There's whatever element of role play you guys had, there's a lot of that he seems to be missing. But the power that you brought upon him also, I don't know, I just kind of feel like you made him feel into ways that nobody could ever make him feel, and nobody has ever made him feel into that kind of a way. So it's not just a question of physicality, it's a question of love, it's a question of closeness. But what he misses the most, why do I get a red lipstick and a trench coat? Red lipstick and a trench coat keeps popping up over and over and over. It's like one of his fondest kind of memories. I don't know. You've got like high heels on. I think you've got like little needle high heels. They might be black, I believe. A trench coat and red lipstick. Have you ever done that combination in some kind of a way? Because that's what I keep seeing over and over and over again. And you did it a few times. Yeah. Well, this is it. Okay. So even if you guys did do it like just a couple times, there's probably an element of, I would have liked to have done more of that. No trench. Okay. Red lipstick. Do you do red lipstick? Whenever you do see him again, so what I'm seeing is a fantasy of his. Do the high heels with the red lipstick and the trench coat. Or some type of, doesn't necessarily have to be, no, it's a trench coat. It's a trench coat. It clearly is. Like, he wants you to like peekaboo him. All right? Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. In your birthday suit. Yeah. Yeah, he wants peekaboo into your birthday suit, sweetheart. Yes, I will definitely do that, my love. I will definitely do that. I try to be YouTube friendly, Elaine. I'm trying. Yeah. So I do have over here our Eight of Swords passing on through. Your eyes are very, very poignant towards him at the very same time also. Sweetheart, what I'm going to say for you is this. Physically and into his thoughts, you're always there. You're always there. But the biggest and the strongest thing is the role play. So there's very strong attraction. There's noticing your presence at the very same time. So I like it. He sees you as very feminine, very attractive, somebody who stands out an awful lot. You bring a lot of memories, but you're very memorable with your presence. So, and your confidence stands out. But I tell you, the role play, I think maybe you wanted more role play, but maybe he was too shy to do so, or didn't quite know how to do it, or didn't quite feel like he could live up to it, and that's why he didn't do enough of it, but he would like to. So let me go see into the energy if you guys are going to see each other again, but I'm sure you will. This is not over. This is not over in any kind of way. Nope. All right, sweetheart, He's still holding on to you? Are you guys going to see each other again? Yeah, you're going to make it work. You're going to see each other again. It's not over, sweet love. It's not over. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. No, that's truly what it is, Elaine. It's truly what it is. He definitely thinks that you're very physically attractive, sweetie. And you are quite beautiful, my love. And seriously, it's not over, sweetie. It is not over. This is not done. There's definitely going to be something that's going to be happening into all of this. So, yeah, don't give up onto the connection yet, okay? You can still have fun with Cameron and Roman. All right, but don't give up onto the other, because the other still loves you, and I know that you still love him. There's still potential, but you guys are going to have to come to a compromise where someone's going to have to reach out, and that's going to be the most important part. I definitely can. Absolutely, sweetie. And I'm going to go over here for this one. I'm not intentionally ignoring you. I hope that you don't hate me. I've been confiding about this connection. I do need some more time. Be patient with me. I fear a relationship with you because I don't want to be into another failed relationship. But you do make me feel blessed. Sometimes I have taken you for granted, and I hate myself for that. But I really do need you. Let's do that. And let me hold on just a second, sweetie. I want to take out, I haven't taken those out in the longest of time. Let me see if I have them. I do. Most of my, well, most. I have hundreds of tarot decks into my other office and basement. I only keep the ones I usually use up here. Let me take out the blunt ones. Yeah, they are plan B and C. I know. Have fun with B and C, and in the meanwhile, you can work on plan A. Yeah. My ego is loud, but I'm listening to my soul, and I'm striving for spiritual enlightenment. I'm going to give you an offer soon. I am scared, though. I can't face it quite right away. But I am going to contact you. I need to speak with you. Will you wait for me? Can you accept me the way that I am? We are on hold, but I'm coming back for you. My beautiful Shakira, you let me know how all of that goes, sweetheart. And yeah, send me an email. Send me an email. We can talk. Seriously, I got serious issues tonight. We can discuss about us and maybe how you can move on forward with us, sweetheart. We can find some kind of way, my love. You've got this. You're beautiful inside and out, my sweet one. All right. I'll see you soon. Elaine, let me come and see you, sweetie pie. Oh, and Shakira, if ever you see the man that I said the secret admirer, let me know. Yeah, I'd be real curious. So remember what he looks like. He's definitely not your type, but if you see him, yeah, let me know. I want to know. I want to know. He lives close to you. Okay, let's go and see for Elaine. And here we go. Just 1 second. Got that. Okay, just 1 moment. Just a second, sweetie. Okie dokie. Oh, can we do a spell? Yeah, we can. For him to think about you? Yeah, we can. No, he's not bald. No, he's got hair. He's got hair. Darker colored hair, sweetie. Your neighbor stares a lot at you and he's bald? Nah, it's not him. It's not. No, it's not him. Yeah, we can do one. The full moon, sweetheart, is actually coming on up. Hold on. Let me go see the exact date. It must be in the following days, not too far from now. Hold on. It's almost full, so it's probably... I am, however, going to just write... Thank you, my beautiful Elaine. I'm going to write myself a note to do a spell. Would you like me to send you something also that you can do, Shakira? I would need you to send me your email, however, but I can send you some things that you can do also that are super simple. Like all you would need is either, depending if you have little white candles or red candles or pink, you don't even need candles. If you don't have any, you don't have any. All you really need is different type of intentions and different things. If you do want me to give you some that are super simple, I can do that too. No, but I'll do it also, Shakira. I'll do it also. Your neighbor's gross. No, Shakira, I'm going to do it also, my love. But if you want to do it, okay, that's perfect. But I don't really need the dragon blood oil. I just want you to have a candle, a piece of paper, and everything as such. Can you send me an email, please? I know you don't like emails, but just send me an email. You don't even have to write, okay? I know what you want. And tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to send you something that you can do, very simple. All right? So send me an email here. And if you send it to me soon, I'll do it before I go to bed. Like that, you'll already have it and you'll already be prepared. And I'll give you some for the full moon, but I can also give you some that you can utilize throughout, like new moon, or let's say on Fridays or on Sundays, different days, different little things that you can do. Actually, you'd be surprised, Shakir. You'd be surprised. Yeah, you'd be surprised. The stronger your intentions are and the more powerful your willpower is, the stronger you actually are in sending out the intention to the person that you truly do love and you truly do want to connect with. It's an amazing thing, honestly. Trust me. Okay. So send me an email, and if you send it to me, let's say into the following 30 minutes, I will respond to you tonight. Otherwise, I'll respond to you tomorrow when I wake up. I wake up late though, but I'll respond to you around dinner time, and I'll tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it. So let's go see Elaine. I'm going to come back and see you here in just a second. So Elaine, sweetie pie. So let's take a look at this person that you meant. You're so quick, sweetie pie. All right, thank you, my love. I got you. I have your email. Perfect. So when we're done the live, give me about 10-15 minutes, and I'm going to send that out to you. And if you have any questions in the meanwhile on how to do it, then you just let me know, and we can just swap information. So the energy around the person that you met through the career place altogether. We're going to take a bigger look into that. Now, what I can actually see is this. I feel as though there is an intent. We did approach you, which is clear. But I, however, don't necessarily see that it's something that is onto a relationship type of a way. So I feel like the energy of this connection feels like I'm curious, I'm interested into you, maybe not into a relationship kind of way, maybe more into a friendship kind of a way. I mean, the person did make the effort to approach you, to start the conversation, to follow up about your job situation. So it kind of feels like this person was looking for a reason to kind of continue the conversation and to create somewhat of a connection. For the moment, I don't necessarily see anything that is through the heart, so loving or something of the such, but it doesn't mean that it could not develop into that. This person could, eventually one day become a really good friend. You could go out for, coffee or tea or a muffin or a walk into the park, or they could become somebody important into your life, and they could then change, and develop feelings. That could be happening. So I'm going to say for the moment, the initial information that I get is more of a no, and it's more of a friendship type of an energy. So yeah, I feel as though this person remembered something that you kind of shared or kind of wanted to know something about you. So the energy feels like somebody who was very curious about you, wanting to get to know you better, paying attention to the details, kind of testing the waters to see, how open you are, my love. But I don't feel like this is someone that is rushing in with a lot of intense energy. It feels more like a slow approach, someone trying to build comfort and see if there's like a natural, connection that might be there at some point in time. So yeah, I feel like it's more I kind of want to talk to you, and then I'm going to see a little bit where things are going to go. So I'm not going to say it's a clear yes right away. I'm not going to say a no for the future. I'm going to say I'm going to keep it a little bit open depending on how that kind of develops. So I'm going to say I feel like this person was very interested into the way that you were communicating, a little bit the way that you showed yourself, the way that you were. So there's a feeling of this person wanting to know more about you beyond the career and beyond, the job, I'm going to say conversation. As for the energy, August, December. All right. Knight of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Okay, so from what I can see over here, August feels like it's much more of a month where there's a lot of things that are transitioning. Like you may be stepping into a new routine, new opportunity, different ways for you of actually looking at your future. So it feels more like there's a month where you're rebuilding that confidence and finding, if you will, your footing, where you need to kind of set yourself. So I need you to trust the beginning, even if everything is not quite all that clear yet. I feel like September feels like there's a movement, there's a progress, there's more confidence around work. Something that has felt maybe a little bit uncertain is going to start kind of becoming a little bit clearer at the very same time. So this just feels like more stability, feels like there's learning, feels like you're feeling like you're more capable at the same time. As we move on more into October, I'm going to say there's more of a social energy that seems to be present, where there could be more networking, more conversations, relationships that are going to become more important into your life. And someone may actually come on through with more helpful information, some type of an opportunity your way. So I'm going to say October is more about a month that's going to be open up doors for you. As for November, I'm going to say it's a nice strong month. I feel like the energy around being noticed for your efforts and realizing how much progress you've made. So you're further ahead than what you think. December, I feel like there's rewards. I feel like there's good things coming towards you. You're feeling a little bit more settled. You're appreciating how far you've come, what you've done. You're understanding why certain things kind of unfolded in certain kind of a ways. But I'm basically going to say October, November is going to be the time for you where things are going to be switching on up and changing, sweetie. Yeah. It's my pleasure, sweetheart. Okay, just one second. What is he too proud to say or to admit? And you say what? You have done some spells yourself and you want to know how much that they work and are they still active? And if you choose to start doing that kind of stuff, do you have a gift for powerful spells? Okay, we're going to check that out. Let's go see, first of all, what is he too proud to say or to admit? Well, that's going to be our first thing. All right. So what is he too proud to say or to admit? Oh, I'm going to put a... I might have missed a timestamp somewhere into this, but I'm going to put this one at 2:40. Okay. Then I'm going to go with the spells. So let's go see what it may be too proud to say or to admit. That he loves you is one of the things. He's afraid of changes. Hides a lot of feelings. Has a lot of sadness. Has a lot of regret. The first thing that comes through is regret. If there's anything, like, I feel like there's so many things that he has replayed into his mind that he doesn't openly talk about. And so there's like an energy of someone who doesn't easily admit when they miss someone or when they realize the value of a connection after a certain time has passed. So the strongest message that I actually hear over here is that I think about you more than I actually do let on. So this doesn't feel like someone who has completely erased the past, but it feels like there's moments where memories kind of resurface unexpectedly. And instead of expressing them, he kind of keeps them to himself. So what does he actually keep hidden? What is he too proud to admit? That he still wonders how you're doing. That part of him misses the conversations and the comfort that you brought into his life. That he has questioned whether things could turn out into a different kind of a way. That he often wonders if you do still think about him. And there is just this feeling that, you know, admitting these emotions would make him feel vulnerable. And I feel like vulnerability is something that he struggles a lot with. So I feel like he's afraid to admit to himself that this energy feels very interesting, because he gets the sense that it's almost like if he gets the sense that he has tried to kind of convince himself that he's somewhat moved on, but it always comes back to him. You always come back. You always come back. He's always reminded of you. So what he's afraid to admit to himself are thoughts like he didn't appreciate everything that he had when he had the chance with you. that you understood him into ways that he didn't actually recognize and he didn't actually appreciate at that time. And he wonders if you still see him into the same way. Why doesn't he say anything? Because of his pride, because of uncertainty, because of not wanting to risk rejection. It's the biggest fear of everybody, rejection. It's scary. So I feel as though he worries. How would you respond? Would you take him back? Has too much time passed? Is something else that he wonders about. Reaching out, would that reopen those old emotions? Or whether you have already maybe moved on into a certain way. So instead of risking those answers, he keeps many of those thoughts, if you will, inside. And if I go into intuitive kind of message for you before taking out some messages, I'm getting that he didn't show everything that was onto his mind. Like 80% of the time he didn't. He still remembers you more often than you actually even realize. He often wonders what would happen, what you would talk about, how the conversation would go when you talk again. And there are some things that he wished that he would have handled differently. So you left a really, really big mark onto his heart. And I don't feel like he has actually quite admitted that. So his overall energy feels like someone who has so many feelings that are beneath the surface. And I don't feel like he's comfortable expressing them. So whether those feelings eventually become into action is something that only time is going to determine, and his choices, of course. But for sure, he has not forgotten you. You're always there, and you're always a little bit into his wonder. So before I get to the spell question, I am going to give you some more messages, but I'm going to switch on up with over here. Just one little second. I am aware that I have caused chaos and pain into your life. I couldn't always give my love to you because my cup was somewhat empty. I want to work on this connection, and I want to meet you into the middle. In the heart of hearts, I do love you truly, and I do want to be with you. Looking at your beautiful face makes my heart melt. I've been trying to connect to you through dreams. There's that darkness within me that I need to overcome to be ready. Nothing is ever going to change my love for you. You are the one. Now just give me 1 second. I'm going to go and read your question correctly and fully. So just 1 second before I move on. I'm going to put these away. Such as, and hold on. Okay. All right, so let's go and see about the spells. Spells sometimes are tricky. Sometimes the energy goes on by, other times not as much. What you could do for me, by the way, is when you do the works this time around, yeah. What I would love you to do is, once you're done doing the workings that I'm going to give you to do, if you do choose one that has a candle spell into it, because you do say that you do have candles, I would like you, the other ones I don't necessarily need to know, but the candle I would like to know. I would like to know how it burnt. Was it quick? Was it slow? Was the flame flickering? Did it flicker a lot, a little? Was it very high? Was it very low? Did it extinguish itself? Like, that's what I want to know. Was there smoke? Was there an odor? Of course not if your candle is scented, but was there a specific scent? And those things are going to help me analyze how your spell went through. All right, so I will give you a candle spell, and I would love for you to give me that feedback, and I'll let you know if I feel like that energy has passed on through for you. So let me go and see over here. Yeah, well, if you want, you can take a picture. You can take a picture of the wax and you can send it to me. You can do that too. Sometimes you can actually see different things through the wax. Sometimes no, but sometimes yeah. Sometimes it actually does form a certain imagery or a certain message. Yeah. So if you want, yes, Elaine, thank you, sweetie. If you want, you can send me a picture of it after, and it will be my great pleasure to see if I can see anything into it for you. So you have done spells yourself and you want to know how much they work for you and if they're still active now. So you're really just telling me the ones that are onto S. Because I don't know if you've done it to anybody else, but I'm going to look onto that. So how much did the spells work? They did work. They did pass on through. Which, by the way, when you talk about if you would be very good at casting spells and everything of the such, a lot of it comes through, like I will give you a certain recipe, like a certain thing to do. But when you do your own spells at home, you get to know different ingredients are good for, but you can see that through books also. Different ingredients, different crystals that you can purchase are good for love, for passion, for bringing someone back. And you don't have to follow a spell. You can just go and take the elements that you like, connect them and create your own spell. Those are the strongest ones that you can possibly have, which, by the way, it's going to sound gross, okay? But hair out of your brush, put it into your workings. It's very powerful. It's a spell in itself just to burn your hair with an intention. But you can put hair out of your brush into it. You know, when you have your cycle once a month, I want to be very YouTube friendly, but whatever that cycle gives you, you can utilize some of that into your workings also. Very, very powerful. Nail clippings, all those things. They're very powerful things that come from you and that really accentuate, if you will, more than a herb will, more than a crystal will, your workings. So let me go back to your question. Okay, good. Mostly for us. Yeah. Well, from what I can see at this moment, I do feel like they were fairly effective, quite frankly. They could have been more effective, however. I feel like your intention when you did do them was very focused, and I feel like it was very heartfelt. And I feel that the work helped you direct your own energy towards the connection. So the cards do suggest that there is movement on into an energetic level, into the sense that the connection may have stayed present in both of your minds rather than fading away. So did you help it? Yes. You know, when I said earlier, at some point in time, he was somewhat a little bit obsessive, that's a little bit into that kind of a way that I'm saying. Some of that energy was a little bit present into those type of moments. And so I don't feel that the energy of your intention being blocked, but I don't see completely effective. So I'm going to say some of it went on through, but it was not 100%. So what I do feel, however, is that your free will is showing very, very quite strongly into this. So I'm going to say what you actually did is you opened up a door. You modified and you facilitated, if you will, certain exchanges and extended the relationship in different ways where sometimes maybe it would not have continued. So yes, I'm actually going to have to say yes. As for are they still active? Well, I get the intentions that they have settled. They haven't disappeared. There's nothing that you're going to put out there into the world that will disappear, disintegrate, and it's no longer good. If you no longer want a spell done onto a person that you have done it to or, for, then you must break it yourself. If you do not break it, it can become less effective over time, but it still remains. And so you do have to be careful with that. Well, everybody has to be careful with it. But however, I do see it still there. It's not disappeared. There's still lingering energy that is there, but it's not continuously working. So into the sense that it's not creating that constant influence. Instead, it kind of feels like sometimes it's a little bit of a ripple into the water. So your intention was sent out, but remains at this moment is more neutral because of both of your lives and because of your choices. So, yeah, if you choose to continue to do the work yourself, do you have a gift? Well, clearly you have been able to do so. So I will say yes, because the energy over here is quite interesting. What I do feel is that you have a very, very strong intuition. You have the power to do so. You have very vivid instincts. You have an ability to focus deeply when your heart is invested in order to keep someone close to you. And you have a great sensitivity to people's emotion and to their energies, which kind of unlocks many different doors and possibilities for you. So those qualities can make you feel naturally drawn to the practice as much as meditation, prayer, manifestation, tarot, personal rituals, all those things. So I'm going to say what the cards emphasize most is that your greatest strength is not controlling the outcome. It's about your intuition and your ability to channel your intentions clearly. And when your intentions are clearly channeled and brought out into the universe, then they will be able to move on forward clearly to the subject, to the object of your desire. We'll put it that way. No, you can't. You can't get it at 100. I would love you to, but you can't. Even me, I don't, no. You can get a lot of things, and sometimes, Shakira, the energy really does modify, like a lot. You could have your energy that passes on through in one day, in 12 hours. And sometimes it could take 2 months or 3 months or 6 months. I prefer myself to do repeated ones. Keep the exact same spell that you have done, but repeat it. Let's say full moon, let's say new moon, and I would say probably, let's say, onto a Friday. Every Friday of every, if you will, of every week, do it. So that will give you like 6 spells into the month. It will help to continue the energy to move on forward. So if one of your spells you weren't as strong, your attention wasn't as strong, you were tired, I don't know, you got a phone call in between, something happened, it will help to neutralize and to bring on through that energy. But 100% doesn't exist for anybody. Even to the people, be very careful also, by the way, Shakira, don't go online and purchase things with people who do spell work at hundreds of dollars and everything of the such. Don't. Just don't. Nobody can do it 100%. Not that I know. All right. But just you doing it yourself is very, very powerful. So I will do it with you. I will do it onto a repeated pattern, if you will. I can do it at the same frequency as you. So I can do it on full moon, new moon, and onto the Fridays. I already do spells for other people on different days also. It's not a problem for me, my love, and it doesn't cost you a dime. And I'll give you different things that you can do so that you can do it at home also. But within that, you should be able to get what it is that you want. Can I see if yours are strong? Yeah, I can see. Yeah. Oh, I know that you do want it. And the more that you want it, the stronger the energy is honestly, from what I can see, I'm going to say your spells were at somewhere close to 85%. I'll say between 85 and 87%. So really not all that far from 100, my love. You can do it. You definitely do have this, my love. So I'm going to say let's work onto this together. I'm going to go and answer Elaine. Elaine sent something. I'm going to go see Juanson. I'm going to send you out a list of different things that you can do, different little themes also. You let me know what you think, and we're going to work onto this together. We can figure out a schedule where we can do it, and that's it. So we'll be able to move on forward with this energy and bring you guys back together, my love, okay? So you can expect an email from me within, I will say, the following 20 minutes or so, okay? In about 20 minutes. But if you do write back after, I'll write back to you tomorrow morning. Don't worry, I'll write back, but I will go to bed soon. So I'll write back tomorrow morning after, but you will receive an email in about 20 minutes. Thank you for your beautiful patience, my beautiful love. Elaine, let me go and see what you are up to. Let me go and see. Elaine. Why do people like guys start noticing you more, like you're attracting more of a stable person into your life? There's already 2 who want to know you this year. Oh, because your energy is more open, my beautiful Elaine. The more open you are, the better it is. The more you hang on to the past, or the more you hang on to people into your life that are either not accessible, or from healing, or from pain, or from all those different things, then naturally you're not going to see them. You're not going to allow them in. Your energy is transforming. It is changing. It allows people to come closer to you. It allows for more opening. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to say you're probably more prone and more open to have that energy coming on close to you. And that's why more people are coming, closer to you, wanting to know you. So I'm going to say good for you. You've been wanting this. It's a good forward movement, as much for making new acquaintances, new friends, possible new loves, all those things. It's all good things. And you don't have to do anything with them. It's entirely up to you to discover if this one's a good one for you, if that one's not, or if that's going to be a friend, or if that entirely. You don't have to decide right away. Just keep your energy open and let the beautifulness, I'm going to say, flow on through. The more you open yourself on up to other people's energy and to be open to get to know people and to talk with people, the more people will come towards you. Juanson, sweetheart. It's my pleasure, sweetie. Juanson, here we go. It's my pleasure, my beautiful Elaine. I wish you a good night and sweet dreams, Elaine. I do. What do I have for toi? What do I have for toi, sweetie? King of Wands in reverse. Do you feel like you lost your power tonight? Did you lose your axe, Juanson? Do you feel like you wanted to be more active? Because this is what I'm seeing into these 2 cards. I don't know if it has anything to do with you know, but it is what it is. Yeah, you missed part of that, Elaine. You did. I'm going to say to you altogether, sweetheart, I feel as though you can do so much more than what you're doing. And you can. But it's okay, you don't have to. The fact that you know doesn't mean that you have to. It just means that you have so much potential that you haven't necessarily tapped into, or you don't feel like tapping in right away. Maybe you'll tap into it when it's not as hot and when you're sipping onto an abuelita, right? That being said, a good collaborations around you. Yeah, good collaborations around you. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna remove this because who knows who's still around. Yeah, I'm gonna remove that. Shh. You didn't miss anything, Elaine. All's good. Juanson was going a little bit cuckoo. There were multiple spam messages coming from that person earlier about a lot of things that didn't really make any sense. And Juanson was going crazy. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So I'm going to say it's not that the other person was trying to be mean or anything of the such. They were just being them, and being them can sometimes create Juanson taking his axe out. That's basically what I'm going to say. Basically. Did I say that correctly, Juanson? Yeah. As for E, I am so thirsty. I'm going to get myself some water. I have our Nine of Pentacles. Also do have our Ace of Wands. Good night, my beautiful Elaine. And I do also have our Four of Pentacles. Juanson, by the way, I think my tan is coming back. There was like a day or two where it was a little bit nicer. I think my chat. I think my tan is coming back. So yeah, what I'm gonna say to you is this, sweetheart. I feel as though, quite frankly, over here, sweetie, that as for E, she's good. She's moving on forward. I feel like she's happy. I feel like she's got what she needs. And I feel like financially things are getting a little bit better for her also. I know. Okay. We're going to go like this. All right. I have a few little things for you to have cramps into your hands also, my dear Juanson. I will send out to you. Angel message. You're not behind on anything. You're being prepared. Your angels want you to know that even if life has felt slower than expected, there is a purpose into the pauses. Some of the delays that you've experienced have been quietly protecting you from situations that are not aligned with your highest good. This is a season for you of gentle transformation. Your angels are surrounding you with comfort and reassurance. They want you to know that every prayer, every tear, every hopeful wish has been heard. Continue moving forward with faith. What is meant for you will be yours. An oracle message. The oracle reminds you that sometimes we hold so tightly to one outcome that we unknowingly close ourselves off to greater possibilities. Release the need to control every detail. Trust what belongs into your life will find you without force. The universe works best when you meet halfway with hope, patience, and an open heart. The more you choose peace over worry, the more naturally your blessings will flow. And love messages. A conversation you've been hoping for may happen when you least expect it. Someone admires your strength more than you realize, even if they rarely say it out loud. Love will ask you to receive as much as you give, and balance will become an important lesson. The person meant for you will appreciate your authentic self. You won't need to convince them of your worth. Oh, don't cry, Juanson. That being said, love you guys. Thank you so very much. Juanson, thank you, sweetheart. It was a long one. Thank you, my love. I'm going to send you the timestamps in just a second. Shakira, I'm going to be with you in a couple moments. Sweet dreams to everybody. So much love, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Good night, sweeties.